You mute.
We're live, JT.
Okay. Hold on. Let me.
Go ahead and mute. I'm going live. You know, I'm gonna put the let me do this right quick. Hey y'all, hey y'all. I'm just going live randomly today. And I'll tell y'all what we're gonna talk about in a minute. Um, let me mute. JT got out of here. We can talk about the CYP show because we if y'all didn't watch the CYP show where JC, I'm gonna add him back. They didn't watch the CYP show. We was
Okay.
acting a fool on this show today. Today was
Don't
crazy.
say we not French. It was not we. It was not no we. Out. Listen.
Well,
I,
so who was it? So what you trying to say? Me? Okay, y'all.
you,
So here's the thing. Okay,
hey.
I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of
All
this.
right. Look, Tawana. It was you. I would like to say I wish their names was here. It was Meek.
Uh-huh.
It was J Mac.
Okay.
Y'all. You and Meek got CYP to come out. Y'all got him to come out today. Uh, Erica, because you snapped.
Hey,
Like, look, hey, look, you know what's crazy? I was taking up for Erica. You snapped on me like, oh, look.
I did not. Okay,
No,
so
because listen, what you were trying, I know what you were trying to say, but we got to understand. I think it was a misconception about a lot of that stuff.
okay,
We don't let each other finish because like I said, we so quick to respond. And I think we all bad with it. And I think that situation with Meek and Chris, it kind of went left because then it's not like you called him out, but I felt like that was between you and him to let y'all get y'all closure, get y'all
right.
thing out. But Meek kept, she kept sidelining. She kept sidelining, and really, men not used to that. I'm just telling you. I know for a fact, Chris would hold on. I need to
Tell me
see
what
you taking
y'all
that
not
deep
used.
breath.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what you're not used to because I
No,
wanted to get clarity on what me and
No,
not.
no, like what I'm saying, men are not used to that. Like one thing about it, like if me and a dude going back and forth, right? If they got to do it on the side, like what the fuck you talking about? Like, a matter of fact, let's put it like this: if me and this dude going back and forth, and we talking about dudes now, and I'm trying to get y'all to understand it. If me and the dude going back and forth, if my brother's there and they got a dude keep high siding on the side, my brother is gonna go at him for keep talking on the side. Why you keep talking on the fucking side? And I'm not trying to say it was that situation, but when you were trying to get what y'all were trying to go through with you and Chris, me kept saying something at the time. I just think it was the wrong time. Me could have got her She could have got her time in, but it wasn't at the right time. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so can I, Mr. Rucker, were you watching Mr. CYP show? So we're talking about what happened on the CYP show. So we did the CYP show just a couple hours before this. And as soon as it ended at about 10 or whatever. I went live on my channel because we had such a heated disagreement. And I
Right.
know there's some feelings about this disagreement because it was going back and forth, y'all. So y'all need to
Yeah.
go to the CYP show and just scroll through right quick and watch like a good 10-15 minutes of it. We going at each other in the show. Okay.
You you came ready today, sister. You
Listen,
came ready. Yeah.
because let me tell y'all about them. Whenever it's a topic, the men on the show, and not all of them, sometimes you are like that, JT. I'm not gonna act like you don't
No,
do it.
I mean, yeah, but that's what we always like. We're not gonna always. I'm not gonna always agree with you. You're not gonna always agree with me.
Right,
But we're entitled to that. We're entitled to that.
right. I mean, and we don't all have to agree, but
Right.
the problem is that when we don't agree, some men, specifically Ralph, okay,
Ralph ain't saying nothing today.
I don't care about today. I'm talking about
Okay.
in general.
Okay. Okay.
calls women out of their name, or he says something offensive about women, and he'd be like, well, I'm not talking about y'all. But if you're saying something like that about women in general,
Right.
of course it's offensive. It's offensive. And then he don't say our names directly, but he will explain a situation that directly relates to that person.
Gotcha.
And then like try to take a slow dig at the person and then get mad. But nobody calls him out for doing that. Okay? Nobody. Mm-hmm. But every time Meek say anything, it's a problem.
Who that is? Oh.
Yeah, Meek is on. JT. JT. We had to come on here because look.
Oh, Meek, you look like you left that house, huh? Don't be hiding.
I did leave the house. I'm at the grocery store looking for cocoa.
Okay.
You cooking. I said you looking for some Coca-Cola, you said?
No,
oh shit, it's only like 8 o'clock out there though, huh? It's like what, 8?
Yes, 8. I'm about to make a red velvet cake.
Oh.
I don't see where.
So, Mr. Rucker, tell me your opinion, okay? Because you were an outsider. Mr. Rucker said it was funny. He was watching us. Yeah. So we're all on the panel today. We all have our opinion. First of all, the questions are very controversial.
Right.
What was that question that made us all go off on each other? I forgot the question, y'all. What was the question?
It was the initial question. And
about
my thing is,
it was about the whole first thing.
Is that I always get accused of trying to compete with men, and that's not the case. I just think that the men come on with biased energy, that when a woman is placed on trial, it's like, to the stakes with her, or you know what I'm trying to say? Like, so, but when a man it's like, we got to be understanding. We need to be compassionate. We need to, give him all this, like, this space, and I support that safe space. All I'm saying is give that safe space to the woman.
Right.
Give that to the woman. Like, for him to be like, well, I'm not talking to.
It's muted.
Meek, you muted.
You muted. You went mute for some reason, Meek. I get where Meek is coming from, because for the most part, I feel like she's always trying to respond exactly to what's being asked, but present a different argument sometimes. And the men really get offended by her presenting a different side. They want you to they just want us to answer the question as is. And sometimes like she offers a different perspective and it just gets insane.
Cause you know what it is though, like honestly, like Meek, well, she hung up. But thing about Meek, sometimes I like her point of view. I disagree with majority of her point of views, but sometimes it comes off like the question today. I feel like we're gonna start back with Chris, because I think that's when it start getting heated. And Chris only stated his point of view. He said he would not deal with. I forgot how he said. I hate trying to repeat it, but he said he wouldn't deal with that type of woman. And then I think Meek went in her stuff and was
right.
Huh?
He said he wasn't dealing with no hoe.
Yeah, he not dealing with no hoe. And I think Meek took that to offense, and she felt, and I may be wrong when she come back, but she felt like she had to take up for the women, and then she kind of converted it back to the men's side on it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's why I think the first argument was going, because I'm sitting here trying to listen to Chris, and then Meek came and said something. I'm like, hold on. Like, I think Chris was not trying to say that, he was entitled to his opinion. And I think that's when it first escalated, that argument. And I forgot. But you know what's so funny though? Like, we were sitting all that arguing, and I know we're not all sisters and brothers, but we like sisters and brothers on the show, and we back and forth, bickering, going back and forth, going in, and I'll be trying to be more low key on it and not go back and forth. Was Meek today made me say something today, because I felt like she was out of pocket on some of her stuff when she was jumping in.
Okay, I want Meek to come back, because I know she.
Yeah, I wanted to come back too. I do.
Before we talk about what parts that you felt like she was out of pocket for, because I feel like Yeah, Chris gave his opinion, and I think she entitled to her opinion as well.
Yeah, but you know what? Everybody entitled to their opinion, but you know what we have to do? We have to, even if we don't like that opinion, this is a show and it's a panel. If we all brothers and sisters, we gotta let that person give their opinion. We gotta let that person give that opinion, and I think we need to work
Do you
on that
think
better.
that somebody, okay, so who do you say is not letting the other person give the opinion?
I mean, I don't want to point fingers because sometimes I intervene. We all cut each other off. We all need to work on that. Well, you know, Meek do it a lot. My brother did it today. J Mac. Ralph was quiet. I was shocked. But I think Erica, and then we did it to Erica, but then Erica did it back. Because when you went off, you like, let her talk, y'all. I'm like, well, for damn, I was trying to tell you I agree with Erica. I kind of agree with y'all on that topic.
I thought it was
I didn't
J
think
Mac,
that.
though. I
Huh?
thought that was J Mac at the time. Y'all sound so much alike. I
No, you know what it was? We both was talking, and I got blowed on today because of J Mac, and I got the heat. I got the bullet sprayed at me because of him, and I was just sitting there riding in the passenger seat. But now,
Well,
I think we
I'm
all.
glad Meek is back because I want you to tell me what you think she did that was out of pocket. So Meek, we were
Okay.
kind of talking about the conversation, and JP basically said that there was a point where he felt like you was out of pocket.
So, what point did I feel like Chris was out of pocket?
No, he
No,
said that
no.
he felt like you was out of pocket.
Oh yeah, the way I
For
was
one
talking to
person.
Chris.
Yeah, no, no. Hold on. Let me
Yeah, I
finish.
was.
Let me repeat. See how you said that so boldly. Well, look.
I'm sorry.
Let me say what I was saying because you can hear me.
Yep.
Okay, I felt like I said, I feel like we all brothers and sisters, and we, you know, brothers and sisters bicker back and forth. I don't want to get to the point where I want to disrespect all y'all, even though I might not. I don't agree with some of your opinions, Meek, but I don't want to never disrespect you because I feel like your opinion is not what I think. Or same thing with Tawana opinion. Sometimes I disagree with Tawana as well, but I felt like today, especially when Tawana and Chris was going back, you kept saying something on the side, and then that's what made me say, like, hold on, Meek. That's between Chris into I said Chris into Tawana, and you like, oh, I could talk, and I know that I feel like you can talk, but I just felt like you were talking at the wrong time. And that's not me trying to say shut up and control you. I just felt like you should have waited after they got what they wanted to get out and say. You got
Like
me?
I was commenting on the sidelines. Granted, at this point, all I'm saying is that sometimes when I'm talking, you know, because I'm so radical at times, people think that I'm the only person that thinks or feel that way. So when Tawana was speaking,
Uh-huh.
thank you, because it was another woman that was seconding what I was saying, that was basically saying, like, no, like, Meek got something here, and I'm saying thank you. So I get it, you're saying common courtesy, but at that point in time, it's when you take a whole segment of the show to get on your pulpit to subliminally address something, and don't say, oh, I'm talking to everybody. No, because it happened after our situation, because you didn't do the same motion when your brother was acting out the same exact way.
Right.
So subliminal. And it's not me taking it personal. It is what it is. I'm just calling a duck a fucking duck. So I'm just saying thank you, because my point, and then even Erica spoke on it. Erica's like, look, Meek is just trying to, like, when y'all get on here, and the whole point, like, okay, Carlos made a point where he said, I want the like the space of the relationship between male and female is so
Mm-hmm.
crazy. And it's like when y'all speak, not you, because you've been, and I'm not just trying to kiss your ass, I'm just, this
I
is
know.
honestly
I hear
just
you. I
like
hear
when
you. That's all I hear. That's all I hear.
but
All
like
right,
when
come on.
when some of the men speak, they speak with this like tone of like, and women need to do this and
Yeah.
women need to do that, and then when we challenge it, because that's what we're here for. Everyone keeps saying it's my opinion. Guess what? No one here is a certified therapist, is not a certified relationship specialist, nobody. So everybody on here is giving an opinion. We know this. And I have every right to challenge your opinion. That's how we get change. We don't get change if we just sit here and be like, okay, you say your opinion. Okay, now you say yours. If you say something that I think is poisoning the well, yes, I think my opinion that is poisoning the well. When you come on and say, well, I'm not no woman, I am gonna speak like that and no da da da. And I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, my point is that we didn't make it about women. Y'all, like the men made it about women.
Yeah.
The question was, is hoeing the best way to get over a relationship? That's what the question was. Y'all
look,
made it about.
Can you speak to the part? Okay, so the question was, is hoeing okay to get over a relationship?
Right, that was the question.
That was the question.
Yes.
Can you speak to the part that you felt was being misrepresented, or you felt like?
So once again, and honestly, this is a continuous thing that I sit back and I see amongst, you know, some of the fellas, is that once they speak on women, it's like, yeah, see, hoeing is hoeing, and no man, no woman that I'm talking to, and he's like, well, I can choose if I want to entertain that type of woman or not. You absolutely right. But at the end of the day, what I was trying to get to is that when your homeboy comes around with the same rhetoric, are you meeting it with the same energy? Because I'm not saying you need to go entertain these women. I'm saying, are you holding your peers accountable? And when I questioned him, he was like, well, honestly, like, I really don't care. No, because we need to be holding each other accountable. When I get that friend, that girlfriend that's like, I don't need no man, fuck these niggas, I'm checking her. I am.
Right.
That's how we get better. We check our peers.
That's how y'all relationship's supposed to be, because you don't want no fake friends, always like some yes people around you. Girl, you right, girl, man, you right, bro. Fuck her. No, you want a dude to be real with you. But this the thing, what I wanted to say. You got to remember, I know we entitled to all our opinions on it, but we on a panel, so I think we still have to do it more in a respectable way. That's all I'm saying. That's all I was saying, though, Meek. I understand you disagree with his views, but we on a panel here, so, and you know, and we got people listening, so, but we going back and forth is a lot of confusion. But you know, we gotta just wait in line sometimes, wait our turn. Be like, all right, Carlos, all right, JT, all right, J Mac, all right, Tawana. I understand what you're saying, but I disagree with you saying, and then this is why. So I just think it would sound better if we it's like a song. We gotta sing it more in tune than just to be going back and forth trying to over sing each other. So that's all I was just trying to say.
Do you think that we talk over y'all too much? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think you know what? Well, Meek the number one, the highest. We can't. You can't. Hold on. You can't out talk Meek though. That's one thing about it. You can't out talk Meek.
I do it in regular life, and people in my life hate it. And granted, look, honestly, I get so passionate, and honestly, that's just, I'm not trying to condone it, and I'm not saying it's okay.
Hey, Meek, I ain't gonna lie though. See, my girl do that, and like she, when I'm trying to talk, and then she get mad when, oh, don't you raise your voice at me? I had to raise my voice for you to listen. So, I know what you're saying, but I see you do it on the show, and that's all I'm saying. We just gotta have more comment.
But my thing is, and what you're saying is just basically common courtesy and basically like, you know, panel etiquette, and I agree. But also you have to understand like the energy. I'm matching folks' energy also.
Right.
So,
yeah, but remember, we still a show though.
But there's also people on there. Huh?
We still a show, so I know I know you want to match people energy, but you got to remember, like, based on people gonna start knowing who the rivals, who go back and forth. Oh, Meek ain't gonna like that. She ain't gonna like what just JT said, or she ain't gonna like what J Max said. So them people want to listen because they know you coming back with the fire, you coming back with the disagreeing and all that. But we can't keep arguing back and forth and get your point out if we going back and forth. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I agree, and I'm not excusing nothing. But I sat and I thought about this after we hung up. I also think that there's men on the show that have a problem with being challenged.
Yeah.
As though like I'm not supposed to come with an opposing view. So like it's like, and then when I challenge them, it's like, oh, it's my opinion. Listen, this.
Meek, you went out again.
You went out.
This is the whole reason behind having a panel.
That's
right.
So what's the issue?
let me say this because for people who just came on the show, this is the after show for the Mr. CYP show, which is the show that we're all on together. And we were on that show and we had a huge heated disagreement in this last live that we just did like 2 hours ago. So if you want to see this disagreement, it went crazy. We was yelling at each other, acting crazy, and we've never done that before.
I stay professional. I can't speak for other people.
JT, you were
I stay professional. I held it. I played the big brother role. Okay. Y'all start acting like
So I decided, okay, let's do an after show because JT still has some feelings. Meek still has some feelings. Meek just went out. She gonna come back. And we just wanted to talk about it. I invited all the castmates. So Carlos, if you can, send it to everybody because everybody is welcome to come back. I would love for, Erica to come back, whoever want to come on the show. Hey, Knowledge. Hey, M3. So I just wanted y'all to kind of know the context of what's going on. We basically just kind of came back here to discuss this huge disagreement. And the question was like, pretty much, is it okay to hoe after you break up in a relationship, right? And it was a all-woman panel. Carlos played a video from an all-woman panel who pretty much presented the question. Everybody should know who Tasha K is. Tasha K was kind of like, yeah, it's okay to hoe. Like she, how she is. You know her personality if you watch her show. She was like, yeah, it's definitely okay.
She basically was saying like, let me tell you, everybody had done that. Unless you're not a human being,
right?
Everybody, and it's not really hoeing. It's like rebounding, because like people.
But let me explain it to the people who didn't see our show, right?
All right.
Tasha K say yes, it's okay to hoe, right? It's okay to hoe. That's how you get over the next man. That's how you do it. You do this, and the men on the panel. In my view, and this is me, as they are a little bit judgmental when women exercise freedom, sexual freedom, or talk about anything that they feel like is not ladylike in their opinion. So when we try to express our opinion about, hey, this is how we feel about it, sometimes we feel like the men are a little judgmental. And even if they are not directly judging me individually, some of the men make comments about women, right? Calling women hoes or calling them bitches or calling them names or saying very crude and rude things. So so Meek is very vocal. She's very passionate. She always is respectful, in my opinion. I do think that sometimes Meek can overtalk people or maybe cut them off, and that may be seen as rude. However, I always feel that when she's trying to communicate her point, she's just more passionate and she's more vocal and she's just louder than everyone else. So it just came across real, I don't know, judgmental to us. So it was like the battle of the sexes on CYP today. So the men and the women was like going at it. And it's so we just had to come back on here, and I'm gonna let JT talk about what he wanted to talk about, but we just had to come back on here. But I wanted to give some of y'all some backstory. But go to Mr. CYP page, watch that show. Okay, it's the last live. We did it today. Okay. And since AJ's on, because AJ, he never comes up. So, AJ, that's my boy. Everybody know this is my boy. I'm in the comments laughing at you, AJ. I was cracking up. And
that's AJ with the with the odd sign. Okay. What's up, bro? How you doing? Okay.
Good to meet you, JT.
Nice to meet you too, man.
Carlos thought I was laughing at him. I was laughing at AJ's comments. I was like, AJ's so stupid. And I'm
Yeah, he said something about Meek, something about hugs or something.
Yeah, he was saying some stuff about me. But let me. So since AJ was a neutral party, right? He heard the show because he was there. What do you think, AJ? Tell us your opinion about what went down.
So first, it's gonna be hard for me to articulate my thoughts because I dead ass was in bed. The show, it was a bit spicy. It for lack of a better term, right? It was a
Right.
bit spicy. It's definitely good for clicks and traction and all of that good stuff. And the funny thing is I don't necessarily think like CYP in y'all's environment doesn't really strike me as the group that's desperate for that, right? Not desperate for clicks and views and all of this effectively negative attention. So that's why I found it more entertaining because that's not typically y'all's realm, right?
Right.
When it comes to the back and forth, every panel in these YouTube streets like this are like that.
Mm,
Every single one.
mm.
And without naming the channel, I had told you, remember I told you in Messenger the other day, I tried to watch one that you were on and I was bored to damn tears. I said, I can't. I was like, I can't stick around for this one. It's a snooze fest,
Yeah.
Right.
and the CYP and y'all are not that. Y'all are not a snooze. Every time I tune in, it's usually pretty fun. I like the way CYP does his questions. I thought it was pretty dope. Now he's got the little pre-recorded, questions and stuff like that. I got to appreciate him putting in the
Yeah.
extra work to kind of change it up because you got to,
Right.
yeah. Well, and you got to stand out
And you know
too.
what? And you know what he
Mm,
does to us too? He
mhm.
supplies us with the questions,
Hey,
and
That's
that's
good.
one thing. So our
So that you
yeah.
can prep.
reactions are totally real and authentic. That's what y'all
Hmm.
like when we're in that moment and we're talking about it. It's a real reaction to what he's saying because we haven't had time to prep. It's not like we coming on here to have a fight. That
Right.
wasn't planned. So
Yeah, it was good. So the other piece, and I did, I put it in the chat in there was that people over talking each other. That is very common, especially in Western culture. So where I work at, our department head spent about 14 years in Japan. And when they came to our department, they actually brought somebody came from Japan, a Japanese from Japan came to visit us. And one of his observations, and he was an elder in the group, one of his observations was he doesn't understand how the hell we communicate with each other because we all talk over each other.
right,
And that was face to face. That wasn't even on like an internet panel. This was face to face. We all jump in because everybody's ready to get their point in. So if JT says something and I'm thinking in my head, oh, man, I want to respond to that. I don't want to lose that point. So I jump
Right.
in and I say, yo, yeah, JT, I agree with that. Or no, that's BS.
right,
Where
right.
where it tends to kind of unravel. And a lot of us, some of us were saying it in the chat. We don't want to see CYP become like other channels, and other it doesn't we don't want it to become the real YouTube of hip hop or whatever. We don't want to see necessarily that.
Okay.
And differences of opinion are always expected and they should be represented. Everybody's opinion should be represented, and that's
Right.
fine. And this is no shot at me. I don't want her to jump on here and like tear my head off. But with the only thing where it really unravels is when like I was watching the part where there was the back and forth with Chris was going on, and it was everything you say is BS. Everything you come on here is BS. When you start to speak in absolutes, and then it turns into we're discrediting literally somebody. Yo, Rucker, what's good, my man? What's
Hey,
good,
Okay,
brother?
Trey.
But yeah, when you start to do that stuff and you start to take those digs, and really it's reducing even his presence, on the
Right.
panel. And now I might have been wrong, but it looked like his energy completely dropped after that. And he's a
Yes.
pretty cool cat, you
Yes.
know. And he didn't say nothing probably for a whole nother hour. He didn't speak at all, which is, I usually like to hear what he says because he does typically come with like a calm
A
presence.
calm and a balance. Right.
Yeah, a calm presence, calm tone, and he brings a pretty good perspective. And it doesn't mean we have to agree with every single thing that everybody says,
right.
but that kind of, it just wasn't a good moment. That's all. But it was
Right.
entertaining as all hell. So I was throwing all kinds of stuff in the chat because it's fun. It's fun.
Wait, let me
But you got to be
challenge.
careful.
Go ahead, Kenneth.
Sure.
I want Kenneth to give me his opinion, and then I do have a question for y'all. But go ahead, Kenneth.
Well, number one, it was entertaining. I kind of saw it coming with the questions as far as like who's the bigger asshole. So the setup was there as far as like, you're gonna get something spicy, men versus women.
Or that
It's like,
question,
yeah,
you saying that CYP set us up for failure.
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
Yeah,
the asshole line, yeah.
yeah, king of controversy. Absolutely, he wanted that.
He probably didn't expect it to be like this, but it's like, whoa, keep it going. Why
Yeah.
not? But it's like, I just want to just make sure that, like AJ said, we don't make it to that other network, the sequel to that, and it can slowly become that. If it, like next week it's like that, and next week and the next week, because eventually you want to have some solutions. You're gonna have 1 or 2 episodes gonna be like this, a little spicy,
Right.
but it has to eventually come back to like, okay, we set our piece. How do we bring it back around? What are the solutions? What can we do? And not like use names. And Meek was right about some of the subliminal shots. It's like I picked that up and I thought it was funny, dude. Like she's very smart with picking that up. It's like, yeah, she's right. She had a right to respond
But
to
that
that.
was my point, though. We all pick it up, even when they're throwing subliminal shots. I usually don't say anything. I don't say anything, and I know specifically that they're talking about me, or I know when they're talking about Meek. I know when they're throwing it at Erica. I know, but I don't say anything because I just move on and answer the question and just stick with that. But don't get on the show, and I understand where Playboy was coming from, but don't get on the show and be like, well, I bring this balanced perspective, but then,
well, see, look at that right there. I'm not trying to give you too much crap, but that so you just mocked that band.
Right.
You know what I mean? I bring this perspective. Like I would be over here like, yo, you up here mocking me now, son? That's what we do.
Right.
So,
see, that's what we doing, Tawana? Huh?
I was trying.
And Tawana is my homie. Like we have known each other over a year now. We real tight. So but
and
yeah,
he can tell me when I'm being crazy. But this is the thing. I'm trying to mock him, like in a funny way though. Like you know how he's smooth and cool, and he get on the mic and he talk like this. So I'm like, okay, cool. I just want to mock him, but I'm being playful in the mocking, not in a malicious, mean way. But what I'm saying is, he said that, but he do not address it on the flip side. So you cannot say you're balanced if you only address it from the male's perspective and you never see any other perspective or side. Because balance means that you can see both people understand both perspectives. So that's how I felt, and that's why I called him out. Like, no, that's not a balanced perspective. So you're biased in that you don't want Meek to say nothing, but it's okay for everybody else to go crazy and talk crazy and call us names, and we take shots all the time, but we don't say nothing about it. That was my whole point. And y'all know that we take shots because the women say stuff, and we try to be authentic and honest about stuff. And I know it's hard for men to hear, but we try to tell y'all how we think. Like, this is how we think. I know y'all be like, but that's some whole shit. Okay, well, that's what we think. Regardless of that's some whole shit or not, that's what we think. So now men gotta digest that, and we take that energy, and we like, okay, they called us a hoe, cool. We still gonna talk about it, and me and Meek is still we still feel like, okay, we still gonna be vocal regardless.
Right.
So they gotta have some credit, because it's hard to stand up against all y'all men saying.
But you know what, though, Tawana, it's a time and place for that, though. Like, that's all I was just sitting there saying. I just feel like we got to still remember we on a panel. I don't agree with everything J Max say. I don't agree everything with CYP say. I don't agree everything with Chris say. I don't agree with everything Ralph say. But I'm gonna let them say their opinion, and then when I get my chance to talk, when I want to say something, I'm gonna speak on my view. And every time somebody says something, it don't have to be a challenge. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes the topics that we talk about is going to bring that mixture, and especially when it's compared to men and women. And I noticed that a lot. And even with Chris, I feel like Chris still do bring balance on his opinion, his view. Just like, I understand what you're saying now. You feel like he never keep a balance when it's on both sides. He only looking from a man point of view because he's a man.
Right.
Okay. So some men like myself, I try to look at it from a woman's point of view as well, because I'm like, damn, I can't always be the one fucking up and got the excuses in the world. And then a woman can't go fuck up and like, if she don't have no excuses, you got to hold her accountable. No, we both got to be held accountable for what we do and what we say. So that's all I'm saying. Like when we on the show, I try to be respectful for anybody. And like I say, everybody says something on the show that I disagree with, but I didn't speak on it all the time. I did not speak with it on all the time.
Honestly, man, I don't think you guys give yourselves enough credit. I mean, I've watched a bunch of shows. I lurk more than I talk, but I watch a bunch of shows, and for the most part, y'all do respect each other. You know, y'all do. And yes, Tawana, everybody throws subs. Everybody, like you, I'm like, oh, okay, you shot that straight at me. You know, like everybody throws subs, but that's part of the charm of it too,
right?
You know, because you know it could be something like, you know, I could say something like, you know, because I mean, every dude I know that wear red hats, you know, obsessed with prenups, you know, I could, but you know, and it makes it funny. By the way, I'm all on the prenup game. It's just me and my wife is broke when we got into it, so we don't, you know, but no, seriously, like that's part of the charm of it. Like, and that's
me called him out for making a sub. She just called it out, and men are not used to being called out by women. But when we're in this space, and I'm going to say this about a woman's perspective in this space, oftentimes in this YouTube space, I get told by men to stay in my place all the time. But when I'm in this YouTube space, I'm in my damn place. Okay. Y'all in my place too. So we all on the same level. Yes. Don't tell me to stay in my place. I don't have to respect you.
I agree. I agree with that, Tawana. I agree with that, but I'm gonna say this though. I think this the difference with men. And I think they could probably agree or disagree. I feel like men, like even with Ruckus or AJ, I'm not going to call them out. And if I do disagree with something, the respect is still gonna be there. I'm like, I'm not gonna say you biased every time you talk, nigga, and shit like that. How? And then that's coming off straight disrespectful. Because like I said, we all different people. We all got different backgrounds. We all come from different stuff. But when Meek started directly saying those things he was saying, I was like, hold on, Meek. Now I feel like it's coming personal. Yeah. And this man is entitled to his opinion, just like you entitled to yours. So that's all. And
then sometimes you get like the double down, you know, and both of them were doing it. I don't want to make this all about me. They were both doing it was the double down, like, you know, hey, well, it is my opinion. My opinion is you full of shit and you biased. And then he's like, well, my opinion is you this and you that, you know, and it does. But to JT's point about the way that men communicate with each other, the hardest part, and I do have to agree with a lot of what Tawana's saying about how it's hard sometimes to hear things from women. I don't think it's what we're hearing, it's how we're hearing it. Right. Because if myself, Rucker, and JT were in a space where all of us were in the same place and either one of us said something out of pocket, we're probably gonna throw hands. Right. Or get very close to it. Right. We're not going to throw hands with a woman for a lot of different reasons. You probably shouldn't put your hands up with a dude, and it's tough to hear that from and please don't nobody go crazy on me when I say this, but from the biologically normally weaker, you know, sex, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like it's in 99.9% of the cases, a woman and man in a fight, we know which way it's usually going to go, unless there's an anomaly out there, right?
That's what men are thinking. Like, no, not this.
It is, but that's how we're wired. We're wired that way. We're wired that way.
Oh, go ahead. And one thing, and they probably could agree with me on this thing about a woman. It's like sometimes a man will even say something, and you know you could kind of brush it off, but sometimes, especially with women, they know how to just. It's like they know how to hit you. They know how to Like
Yep.
they hit you in your gut, and you like,
Mhm. Yeah.
like hold on,
Yeah.
like really? And then because you're a woman, and we don't know how to mix that emotion because we know how to respond to another man
Sure do.
saying
We know
it,
Yeah.
how to
but
get,
it's
we know how to
different
get
for a
y'all.
woman.
Yeah,
Right.
we know how to get y'all. But let's talk about okay. So in YouTube, like in this space, okay, this is what it is. This is what it's. So we're on here to talk about issues that affect us every day in everyday life. Men and women, we disagree just on a regular basis in our homes, wherever, right?
Right.
So is it unavoidable? That's what I want to know. Like we're in this space. I know we don't want to be like the love and hip hop shows that we see all the time, but we also want to be authentic in making sure that people understand how we feel, right? Because I do get the reason I was a little bit more aggressive is because I do feel like I get silenced on that show a lot. There was one show where I didn't speak for like the entire hour and nobody even noticed.
Which one? Which?
Well, I noticed.
You noticed, right?
On CYPs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was just hard to get a word in that day
It
too.
was hard, and
Yeah.
it was one time where I literally could not even say one thing, and every time I was like, "Hey, can I?" And then I was just like, "Okay, forget it," and I just muted, and I was sitting there like this.
I was just about to say that when you were sitting there like this, like, okay,
the whole show, I was like this.
I'm just here. Like, I'm just here. I'm just waiting.
I'm not about to be on this panel and waste my damn time. I'm going to be vocal. And so I think that because I was vocal, people didn't know that I agreed with Meek as much as I did. But I do agree with a lot of the things that Meek say.
Man, Meek be spitting fire, yo. I mean, I drop fire stuff in the. Yeah, she be talking that shit. She does.
She's good. She's really good. And
everybody does, though. You know, all of y'all do. And I actually don't. I'm gonna call you out, Tawana, because I don't like when you do that self-deprecation. I hate that. When you'll say like, oh, she just articulates it so much better than me, you know, and she articulates her points well, but so do you. I know. But and everybody on the panel does. Everybody on the panel articulates themselves well, you know, based on their own personality style. I think in a situation like when you have Meek and a situation like Meek and Chris going at it, somebody needs to learn how to yield the floor. Yes. Even in a back and forth. So if Rucker and I right now are like sparring about prenups, I'm gonna just that's just your thing. So I'm gonna keep saying it.
That's fine,
right?
Yeah.
But you know, we're sparring about prenups, and let's say it starts to devolve. One of us has to have the mental wherewithal to say, okay, I'm gonna yield the floor. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna take that next dig, because if I don't take that next dig, then Rucker has nothing to respond to. Exactly. But if I say, you know, oh, blah, blah, blah is trash, you know, or you're full of shit, or you're this or you're that, then he's, what the fuck you mean I'm full of shit? I mean, and if y'all listen to that, when y'all listen, this is the crazy part about that back and forth that I thought was hilarious. They went from one point to, what God do you pray for? Who do you report to? You know, who do you I know God, you don't know God. And I'm over here like, well, I'm an atheist. I don't give a fuck which God you report to, you know? You know what I mean? But it was just so funny, like how quick it devolved into something that was completely unrelated to the original like disagreement.
A lot of people don't know. I was on Playboy's live one day because I would go live after CYP show. Mr. Rucker was on one time. I would go live and stuff after the CYP show. I have been doing that, but I had been doing it on IG. I never did it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And so now that I kind of have my YouTube space, I'm like, I'll do it on YouTube, right? But one time, Playboy was like, well, I'm going to go live this time or whatever. So just come on my live. So I came on his live and Ralph was on there.
There was a big pause after that, and I didn't see that one.
Let me set this up because see, people don't understand why I don't deal with him. So the thing is, I'm sitting there I come on to give my opinion about the Jada Pickett thing because you know everybody pick on Jada Pickett and Jada Pickett.
Rightfully so.
It was that whole come on now. It was this whole situation we were talking about
The
the
entanglement.
last thing. Not even the entanglement. The last thing she did.
Oh, the last
Remember-
joint. Oh,
Remember
yikes.
when she said something about Will Smith not
Yep.
promoting or something?
Yep.
It was whatever. It was something
Awkward.
tied to that.
Life of the year, yeah.
And so Chris was kind of like, well, what is Playboy? I'm sorry, Playboy was like, well, what is her qualifications? Like, how is she qualified to give information? Hi, information man. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Oh, can I shout him out too?
Yes,
Information man, you are super dope, man.
Yes, he is.
I enjoy that guy.
He is dope. I quote him all the time because I actually, information man, I don't know if you know, but I saw your show when you talked about how many men are in prison versus educate, like in college or higher education. And I really enjoyed that show. That was one of the shows that I kind of tuned into. And he asked people the question, like, hey, do you think more Black men are in prison or in college? You know, so they were all answering the question, like, you know, how they felt. And he showed the numbers, right? So there's actually more Black men in college than there are in prison. But people had a perception, right?
That they have more Black men in prison. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
right.
Most people think more Black men is in prison. So information man, follow his show. If you want to see like the analytical background.
Yeah,
really
he's on point.
Down. He's really good about it.
Right.
And, like I was binging some of his other shows, so he's very dope. So thank you. And I be humbled every time he come on my shows. I was like,
then he came over here and shut that 19-year-old weirdo mess down. Love that.
Yeah.
But we digress.
Hey, look,
you were telling us a story, Juana.
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
were telling us a story. Yeah.
Story. So I was talking about. So I'm on Playboy's Live, and I'm talking about this whole Jada thing, and we're talking about it. And in the middle of me talking about it, he proceeds to call me a stupid bitch.
Yep.
Not directly though, right?
No, like directly. Like
no, that's right. Yeah.
Stupid bitch. And
oh man.
So I'm like, who you talking to me? Like I'm talking about Jada. Mind you, I'm not saying anything about Ralph.
Okay.
Not one thing about him. I mean, my statement it didn't even have anything to do with him. I'm talking about why Jada qualifies and why people, validate her, right? I'm talking from it. Only stupid bitches think like that and this, that, and I mean, he went off. So now I'm like,
okay.
Oh, no. So I can't ever respect that. Because if you don't check that was wrong.
Was that on wrong. YouTube or IG?
It was on IG.
Okay.
And so ever since then, we apologized, we moved on. And I did forgive that, right? Like I apologized for my role because I felt like, okay, even if that was the case, I could have just disconnected and moved on. But I get into it, right? I was like, dude, I come for your people, right? Like I went there. So then it was all bad. So then we got on the next show, we apologized, we moved forward. Ralph actually apologized to me, but it's like, I don't have nothing to say to you though. Cause I mean, why you disrespect me because I said my opinion? Right. And so a lot of the times when we on the show, I do feel like when I say something, that's what happens. Like you a hoe or you stupid. Like, why do I gotta be that? Just because I got a different opinion from you? I
don't hear that though. I never heard that directly. Now, I mean, and you talk more about Ralph. Now, the first time I did get on the show, I know Ralph and Erica went at back and forth, and Chris got involved. Chris did get involved.
I saw that one. I saw that one.
You know what? I really don't want to comment because I forgot what happened, but I remember Chris getting involved and intervening between him and Erica.
Right.
I don't know who started it, but I know both parties did say something. Right. Ralph did say something to get like AJ said, you know how you keep throwing shit, and I think Erica was still throwing her shit back too.
Yep.
And then they both collided with it. So I don't remember what all happened, but I seen that happen. And sometimes Ralph, like when I first met him, sometimes I was like, damn, did he just curse them? But I don't think he was directly cursing y'all at the time.
Okay,
He
but
was
he
talking.
did.
He was talking.
But what
He
I'm
was talking
telling
about.
you is he did directly curse me in
Yeah,
that.
that time when I
No,
was
in
yeah.
that
in that
time though,
moment.
Tawana, I never heard him call y'all a stupid hoe, a stupid bitch, and stuff like that. Talking about on the show, because I'd have been like,
No,
I'm
he
not
didn't.
saying I'm a super saver. I'm like, hold on, y'all going too far.
Yeah,
Like
Right.
that's a little too far.
right,
Like that's like even if I call another nigga a fuck nigga or a bitch ass nigga,
right.
I
would
expect somebody else to be like, or one of y'all, you be like, you should
Yeah.
tell me like, hold on, JT, you going a little too far.
I would.
Like you
I
need to
would.
pipe it
Yeah.
down, and stuff like that. So yes,
I mean, even if Meek get out of line, like I would tell her, like Meek, if she asks or if people say, "Hey, how did you feel about something?" I'd be like, "Well, Meek, I felt like you did this." Or whatever. I would tell her what I felt like she did in that moment. But Meek already is aware that she does certain
Yeah,
things.
she owns her stuff.
She
no,
owns
see,
it.
but see, you know
She's
what though
not
about
like
Meek?
in denial.
Meek like a track star. She gonna be ready to take off anyway though. It's not like you don't
Yeah.
But
have
there
to cuss
was
her out.
It makes it
but there
funny
was
though.
something earlier, and I don't see every show, and I definitely don't watch like actually CIPs I watch the majority because it's usually only an hour, so it's easier to digest. But I typically don't see Meek go off unless she's triggered by something,
Right.
because there was a point that was made. I want to say Chris made the point where he was saying he never really sees the men go off on the women unless they're disrespected in some way, and you can always kind of point to something, right? You can always point to something and say, oh, that was the thing that triggered him to respond that way to her.
Right.
You could always do that, but if you look at it from the other side of the coin too, you can say, well, here's the thing that triggered her to respond this way. And Tawana, you asked a question earlier. You said, can it be avoided? The answer to that is yes, but
Right.
it definitely it depends on what your mindset is in going into these panels.
Right.
So if I was to ever, and I don't think CYP does guests like that, but if I was to ever join that panel, I already know, because I've watched long enough to know all the different personality archetypes that are there.
Right.
Yeah.
I know JT, bro, you are cool as ice, man.
Right.
I
Cool as
appreciate. Thank
ice.
you, man.
And so is and actually, like, I'll put stuff in there. I'll say, man, Ralph is spitting fire today. Now he talks reckless sometimes, because when you speak in generalities and you say stuff like, these motherfuckers and these bitches and all these and this shit is stupid and we crazy and it can trigger. But if all of y'all know that already, and it's also going to generate a lot of traction, you just got to put yourself in that frame of mind, compartmentalize that, and don't take that, as something direct, unless a direct, attack like you were talking about earlier is actually made.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it is avoidable. You can definitely avoid it. I don't typically go back and forth like that with people. So
Yeah,
it's
because
pretty
I
easy.
think we have to be, yes, in the moment, be authentic and be passionate. But once you leave, don't hold on to the hostility and the
Right.
anger. And that's the part that I always wonder about, because I feel like when we're on the show, yeah, we hashing it out, but afterward, we still should have the same bond that we have outside of the show.
Right.
And I
Right.
think that's what happens a lot on these shows, that that's exactly what happened. Like, and I'm never going to do that again, where I'm going to take it outside of the show and feel any type of way. Like, whatever I'm talking about on the show, I'm not going to take that and connect it to people's real life and personalities. I'm just going
Right.
to.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Oh,
As the viewer,
I will
as the
step
viewer.
off the show. I'll
no,
step back.
not. I'm sorry,
I
JT.
was.
Just go ahead, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading that thing. Let me tell you something. I know I can be a hothead, but I don't want to go to I don't want to go there with nobody, not no woman on this show or nobody. I will step back first before it get to that point. And like if I'm on Tawana's show, I would talk to her and I would tell her, you know what, I'm just gonna take a step back. If it's
And what do
CYP show,
Wait, when you have a problem, if you have a problem with my show, I tell you, say something on the show. I would love for him to just be
Right.
like, say something
Yeah.
about whoever.
no, look,
But you should
I'm
be able
gonna
to do that.
Yeah.
listen, I'm gonna say something, but I'm still gonna try my best to say it without really being disrespectful to a person.
Right.
Because it's like sometimes it's like how you say things,
Yeah.
than just saying it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Basically, just how you and so the person can interpret it better. So you don't have to if it's not coming out disrespectful. That person, me and AJ going back and forth, and I tell him something, he's gonna respect me, but he's not gonna respect me if I'm coming at him disrespectful, cursing him out, even if I'm telling him something right. Same thing with the women on the show, and that's all I was trying to say earlier. Like shows are like songs. Everybody can't be trying to out sing the next person. We
Right.
gotta we gotta have a balance. Like even with Ralph, I said it a long time ago. Ralph is like a fucking Charlemagne character.
Yeah,
Who
that's a
can
good
be
one.
that
The old
asshole
Charlemagne.
on the show? You
Yeah.
got Meek personality, you got CYP personality, you got Erica, you got Tawana, you got Mines, and I try to keep it blended. Then you got Chris, you got I'm missing somebody. If I'm missing somebody, and then you got Keisha and Erica as well. But we all have our different personalities and stuff like that. What makes the show flow together. But if we all like this, it's not making sense.
Yeah.
Can y'all answer M3's question? I know that says knowledge and relationship. Can y'all answer his question? Is it a manosphere channel? CYP?
No. Nope.
No,
Nope. They have
No, not at all.
there are some shared ideologies with the manosphere. I'm almost getting tired of hearing that fucking term. It's driving me crazy. That between red pill and all, that matrix shit. I'm so sick of hearing all of it at this point.
Right.
And that's not a that's not a shot at M3, by the way. I'm just generally speaking.
People always want to put it in a lane.
Yeah, and CYP is not that box, because if you listen, and JT, you made a great point, my man. There's so many different personalities. Everybody's personality is different.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Right.
perspectives are different. And I don't care what it is. You can find relatable content in the worst stuff. I couldn't stand the former president, but every now and again there's something he says, and I go, you know what? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That wasn't that bad. That kind of makes. I ain't gonna tell nobody, but that kind of makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, CYP, we talk about these issues, but we don't do it in the same ways that other panels do it. Because like sometimes it'll be in the form of questions where CYP he'll put pictures up or he'll put a video up and
Like a this or that.
He'll get our instant reaction to that. And it's so many of us on the panel. It's about 8 of us. And we just all kind of chime in and give our opinion. But it's in the opposite way. It's controversial issues. But this was the first time we had a brawl. Like it was
Oh yeah, y'all slugged.
It
was
like,
great.
It was WWE. It was beautiful.
Men against women today. I will say
Hey, look,
that.
AJ, I was trying to break it up. I got hit by Tawana from the left around. Whoa.
You got caught with so much crossfire.
Man, I got caught with some body shots.
JT stepped in. JT was like, "Hey, y'all."
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's how I felt like, And see me. See that meat, boy. Look, all I want to tell Meek is Merry Christmas. I'm just
Meek, when Meek is in her mode, it's
yes.
Nobody.
But that's what I was talking about earlier about being able to yield the floor. If you know that Meek is a type to get on and go 100 miles an hour and she's not going to stop until her point gets out, let her rock. Just let her rock.
But also with people like that, and I could get serious. Like I wouldn't say I got serious with Meek, but I did get a little serious. But I kept it respectful. But I try to crack a little joke.
She respected you though. She did respect you. She respected
you. But the first time I was trying to crack a little joke to lighten up the load, because like you could feel that energy with their level, like they keep rallying and stuff like that. Sometimes you gotta balance it out and stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's all I was just trying to do, because I don't want to be on here to argue and then we calling each other out and then you calling each other out the name and this and that. I just don't want it to
Yeah.
get to that point.
Well, you know what, JC? I'm going to listen. It is what it is. If we going to argue, it's just going to be an
Right,
argument.
right.
Right.
Tawana, you
I'm coming for
listen.
war every time.
You was ready today because I never saw that side of you. I never saw that side of you.
I was
Shoot.
Really?
It looked like
Shoot.
AJ said, shoot. Look, AJ,
Shoot.
look.
I brought
You
the
should have
woman,
told me then, bro.
Yeah.
You should have told me.
Hey, listen, y'all are sometimey with the chat, so yeah, I mean,
have
which I
not-
understand. Y'all, yeah.
No,
go ahead.
I always see your chat when I'm on the show with Tawana. I always see AJ and with the Audi sound on it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I know that's you now.
Y'all have
Yeah,
not
that's
seen
me.
Yeah.
Y'all
Okay.
have not seen me wow loud, but I will wow out. Okay, and I
But
and
it's
I'm trying to be cool on the show because I'm like, Tawana, you on a higher level. You meditating over these,
Right.
right? You
No.
you rising above. You being better, but I'm not. I'm not rising above all the time.
It doesn't
You
take,
don't need
I'm
to.
It doesn't
right
take too
there with
much.
y'all.
You don't need to. I mean,
Yeah.
as long as you are able to, like I said earlier, compartmentalize it. If you can get on here and go 100, and then as soon as you shut StreamYard off or log out and you're back to regular, you're good. But if you shut this off and you're still pissed off about something, then it might not be, for you. That's honestly one of the main reasons. I had my pod. I did this almost a year ago, and I went back and forth with somebody, and after all of that happened, and I logged off. I wanted to meet that individual. You know what I mean? And that's not good.
That's not good.
Right.
I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not gonna send no. We're not gonna do any of that. I got lives and careers and families. Come on, man. We all grown and old here.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you, man. Listen,
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna tell
JT.
y'all. I got two stories. I will, CYP. Like, boy, when we got this boxing panel, that's just a different. And that's not
That's funny.
JT.
That was hilarious.
Let me tell you something. That's a different level. I'm telling. We was getting ready to get.
Let everybody know that you're a boxer. He's a boxer. So
Yeah, I'm a farmer, but I train. I wanted to tell y'all this other story. This just happened yesterday. It's so crazy. I coach my sons. I got 3 sons and stuff like that. And I went to this gym. We getting ready for nationals. One of them made it to nationals, and we go in the gym. My girl told me she don't like when I go in the gym because she feel like I take over people's gym. That's just my energy. I'm sorry. And that's just
I
me.
get it.
And it's not like me trying to intimidate people. That's just my personality. So I went and I told the coaches, like, y'all might not understand. I'm like, well, you know what? I want my son to work 3 rounds with this kid, and my other son work 3 rounds, and then my other son go work with the other kid. So make a long story short, so we in the gym, and this coach told me, now my son, my 65 pounder, and I got a 90 pounder. My 65 pounder, he had a small kid that was like almost 20 pounds bigger than him, and the coach go tell me, "Oh, we go work hard." I said, "So?" I'm like, "Coach, you made that comment like we don't work hard over here and stuff like that." And we work with these people before, so I go to different gyms to get different looks and stuff like that. So that when he made that comment, it was on right there with the shit talking, the back and forth. That's the JT you don't really see. So they start going at it and stuff like that. And the kid was really trying to. I think he was really trying to stop my son, but I told him, I said, my son too strong. I said, look at it. And now I'm back talking shit. Everybody in there talking shit. Everybody in the gym, and it's only just me, because like I'm fan, I'm coach, and I'm daddy. So I'm talking shit. I said, "Ooh, look at that!" Like my son hit with a body shot. Oh, he almost knocked you out. Look at that. You can't even handle him. So we going back and forth. And I said, he only 10. So after they sparred 3 rounds, the coach go holler out, "Oh, my son 11." I said, "Yeah, he closer to 12, though. I already know." And stuff like that. He said, "Man, you over there bumping. You always bumping." He said, now he denied it. And like when we talking about, we calling each other out the names, he called me a bitch. He said, "Man, you a bitch." He said, "You a bitch." He said, "And you always bumping." I said, "Hold on." I said, "Hold on, bro." I said, I never disrespected you or your son. Where this energy? I kept it in boxing. Y'all was talking shit. I'm talking shit. So where this energy coming from? And then the second day he said, you don't want to get it. He said, you get in the ring. I was like, okay, say less.
So he tried to get into a fight now.
Whoops.
Yeah. So what happened though? The coach of the other gym, he was like, man, he's like, hey, bro, these kids in here, they had parents in there. So I ain't gonna lie, I was mad, but I wasn't. I wasn't that mad that he called me a bitch. I could have punched him in his mouth. But you know, we was in a facility, a bunch of different places, and the other coach telling me, man, y'all got your kids in here. They let it be about the kids. I said, yeah, I understand, but I knew I was gonna get in the ring because I was called out. So we got in there and I played around with him. You know, he was trying to swing. He like, don't get me wrong. He was trying to, the energy he felt, he was trying to knock me out, but I was slipping it and laughing. I'm telling him, no, that shit not gonna work. That shit, I touched him a few times. I said, that shit not gonna work, man. Come on, man. Like, no, this not work. And then I kept it joking the whole time because like I felt I think that aggravated him even more.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
I kept it joking the whole time. I was like, "Hey, bro, I told her I'm gonna keep it. I'll keep it real with you. I had a lot of respect for you, but then when you came with this bad energy, that kind of made me lose more respect for you because like I thought we was not at that point. But then when you throwing B words like that, and you know men don't throw B words subliminals like that if they're not looking for something. Yep. But I kept it cool, and like with my sons, they got a little nervous because they thought, oh, he about to. If I would have went in there and
right, my dad.
No, if I would have went in there, it's about to be blood. I would have knocked this man out and shit like that. I think it would have escalated worse. And then you still got kids and parents around here, so they're gonna be like, is this the environment do I want my son in? So I kept it joking. I had everybody laughing and stuff like that. You know, talking shit. And then I still was talking shit outside the ring. He said, bro, you stay bumping. I said, bro, I'm from New Orleans. But I'm going to tell you one thing about it. I'm going to back it up. When you called me out, I got in there with you and I showed you. But it was never nothing really personal to me until you called me out my name.
Okay, but see, these YouTube streets are the opposite of that, right?
Right.
We do throw jabs at each other, but it's all in fun. So here's the thing, though, because I think a lot of my perception is that I would get so angry on the show and I couldn't tolerate the jabs and the things like that. But the problem, the things that people don't know is that, you know, some things were discussed outside of the show and, you know, we were agreeing to not do certain things on the show, right? And so when those things would happen, it's like, okay, so now I'm going to come for your wife. You know what I mean? So like,
there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that we don't know about. Just like we didn't know about the fact that Ralph had said something to you disrespectfully.
Right.
So we don't have that background history.
I never told JT or you, and I'm close to both of you.
And see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not your man, though, Tawana. But if I would have heard that, I would have been like, hold on, like that's going too fucking far.
Right. Well, like, it goes back to something that happened in the past, you know, where somebody called into a show and called Tawana out of her, called her the same word, and nobody on the panel. I think maybe they hung up on the guy, but outside of that, nobody said anything, you know, and so that's like a trigger. So now she's saying, look, every time I'm in these spaces, it seems like a common theme that I get called out of my name or something happens or whatever, you know, and you know that's what I'm saying. Like it's completely avoidable, you know, and we just got to be careful of that part. But we
got to, and we have to respect each other no matter if we don't like their opinion.
That's right.
Yep.
My opinion, it should not make you call me out my name. I would never call Ralph out his name or call him a bitch or call him anything disrespectful like that, because I would never talk to anybody like that, let alone another man. So it's weird to me when men do that to me just because I have a different opinion. It's like, that's just my opinion.
But you know what though, Tawana, they have those exceptions. So, and look, you gotta look at this is a YouTube. A lot of people hide behind the keyboard. and you know, everybody opinion different, and people are gonna disrespect you. You might be called another bitch. So
That's
I'm just saying, like,
So
you
now,
gotta,
so now I'm just gonna take the name because I'm the bitch, the feisty South.
Nope.
No,
yeah.
No,
don't
no,
ever do that.
no, don't do that.
No,
Don't do
No, I
that.
mean, I understand what she's saying. You got, you know,
What
like,
I'm saying is, it doesn't.
like put it, like tell them put a missus on it or something like that. You know, like to brush
It's
the
a
shit down.
yeah.
You know,
It's
so
Address me properly.
right.
yeah.
Missus.
I understand you know, the positive trope, right? Like I get
Because
it.
AJ, we really can't
What you gonna
control it
do,
unless
AJ?
we catch it
Yeah.
and then you knock the person, you block the person,
For
or
sure.
however. I think she can do it, but you really can't control who gonna come on here and say that.
No, I want us to get to a place where they don't even bother. Because what I don't want,
That's it.
I know
Right.
the people, I know my people, like y'all gonna be like, go in on dude, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's like I don't even want to address that because
I usually tell you the opposite though.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
All the time.
Because I used to be reckless, man. I mean, I used to be terrible. You know, I mean, just
Right.
the minute anybody said anything, and I still have that in me, you know, but and that energy don't feel good. It drains you.
It don't.
You know, it drains you. You put out all that anger and stuff, and you know, and she, you know, Gabriel, keyboard gangster, all fingers, no action. Yeah, she's right.
Yeah.
Like 99% of these cats are goofy until you walk up on somebody, you know, and you find that 0.1 that ain't. But
Right.
the most of the ones that ain't goofy are the one we ain't out here talking crazy for just no reason at all. And when, you know, what I forget which one you were saying, like people representing them, they put personas online, like they represent personas. I am AJ everywhere.
Right.
No matter what. So no matter where I'm at, if I'm on this,
and
I'm authentically me no matter what. So
and-
when you
and that-
see me later, ain't nobody gonna be able to say, oh shit, you don't act like that at all in person.
Right.
Nah,
And look,
nah,
and
we the
look,
same.
and that's what I want to say. Like, and that's what I told a guy, because like I'm two different people. I'm on a show now, but I told him, hey, one thing you gotta say about me, JT, I'm consistent. You can't sit there and say I act fake in front people, I change it up. No, this is just me all the time.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, and I respect a lot of people. And like I told the owner of the gym yesterday, I'm like, man, just come over there and tell me, like, coach, you pipe it down a little bit. You a little too loud over there. And I'm gonna give you that respect. I'm gonna give you that respect because I try to respect everybody because I want respect and stuff like, and that's the main thing. And that's what I like. I like people that don't change up for the crowd or this and that. Cause like one thing about me, I'm gonna always be me. And like I say, I would hate to ever get to a point where I gotta get disrespectful for any of these men. I probably wouldn't with the women. I just get off, but I don't want to cross that line with none of these men on the panel as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to come off more as a peace, you know, all about peace and stuff like that.
You're the peacemaker. I'm the I don't play. I don't care. No,
you're not. No, you're not.
You really ain't one. Like, and that's
not. So why you cool though? You cool, like
very
you
chill.
You very chill. But I know what you're saying. Everybody not gonna have a good day. Everybody
You're just
not
not
gonna
a
have a good
pushover. That's all it is.
I'm not gonna let somebody push me over. Yeah.
You just ain't. Yeah, exactly. You just ain't a pushover. But yeah, you ain't on there talking fucking reckless all the time. Like a lot of the stuff that you.
Men a lot of the time. No,
yeah, which is unfortunate. Well, yeah, you do, and which is unfortunate that you know a lot of we're gonna end up losing that because. It's like, listen, I agree with you, like probably 60% of the shit you say, but you keep jumping down my damn throat, then you know what? Fuck everything you believe in. You know,
I'm gonna everything. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna be exactly what you told me I am.
It's
you
hard
know,
to see it coming though. It's like she can take so many shots, but it's like it's gonna be one slick line and one tone. It's like, yeah, here she coming, Tawana. Like, yeah, here it comes.
Wait, and then always somebody in the comments like, here she come.
Yes.
Here comes Tawana. I be like, no.
But people,
or she'll do this number right here
for that though.
Yes,
people live for the controversy. Oh, they know Tawana gonna say something.
And people be thinking I'm drunk, but I squint them eyes. I be mad. Like,
What was you saying, JT?
No, I say when you get a fan base and listeners, the show the show is controversial. So like what I was trying to say, we can be controversial but still respectful. Because
Yeah.
like one thing, everybody know Meek personality, everybody know J Mac, everybody know Tawana, everybody know CYP, everybody know AJ. They know Mr. Ruckus. They know he go say something and to trigger somebody off, and they know like if he on the show, they know they waiting for Meek. They just waiting to hear. Oh, I wait till Meek say this. So when you start to get to know these different personalities, it's good for the show. But we, like I said, we just gotta keep it still respectful.
Okay.
Still, we can still say stuff, but keep it respectful.
Well,
That's
because
all.
we want to demonstrate collaboration and how to get through these things, and
Right.
so we want to disagree, but we
Right.
also want to show how we get through it constructively, right? Because
Right.
I think
Right.
that's the second part of it. Because people want
Right.
to see us get angry, then they like, okay, so how is it gonna end, right? Like
Right.
what's gonna happen? How they gonna get through it? And can men and women ever figure it out? Like, can we figure it out? And we can.
Yes,
So
Right.
sometimes it's just, it takes a
Who
little
knows?
longer for us to get to that point. Because even
Right.
CYP, I had to like, wait, no, I don't know what the hell you talking about today, CYP. But see, the thing was, I misunderstood his question or what he was trying to get us to see. I didn't see it the way he wanted us to see it. I'm like, dude, I don't gotta get every man my number.
Y'all weren't
didn't
in
see how
receive mode.
how he first explained it, but then when y'all got into y'all debate like it's supposed to be a debate, he
Hero Lair's back.
he cleared it up for you. Then you were like, okay, I understand what you're saying now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, no, I ain't.
Nah, but see, I'm gonna tell you right now, you could have been like, man, I don't know what the fuck he talking about. He sounds stupid as hell saying shit like, nah,
and
that would have
devolved right
Exactly.
there.
right.
It would involve right there and stuff. But that was a perfect example how it went up a little bit and then it started leveling out because now you let him explain, because that's another thing. If you don't let him explain, it's gonna erupt. Now he explained to you what he was saying. Then you be like, oh, okay. Now that you said it this way, I understand what you were meant.
Exactly. So
Yeah, and the sparring is good, man. The sparring is good shit. Like there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the, if I say something right now and then somebody responds and goes, that is bullshit. And then I go, bullshit how? And then you debate that.
Right.
But then if I say something and go, man, you are the dumbest motherfucker I've ever, then you can forget it. You can forget it at that point. Like it's
Take it to
curtains.
that level, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that
it's curtains
should
after
change
that.
up everything. Look,
Yeah.
he felt like he walked into a punch. Like, what
Exactly. The fuck, I wasn't even.
I mean, I think that show is a good way to see men and women disagree, but then come to a common ground where we all kind of get on the same page, and then you can see little examples of us like really understanding each other in one small moment. You like, okay, I understand what you're talking about, and they understand. So I'm gonna be back on probably Thursday, right? Thursday. That's my day that I go live again. So I'm still thinking about my topic. Actually, I may do the side chick culture on Thursday. No, actually, I'm gonna do it on Sunday.
You need to do it on Thursday. You know why I said do it on Thursday?
I'm talking about side chicks, Mr. Rucker. So Mr. Rucker, you got to come on. So
hey, me. I'm sorry, I said me.
Mr. Rucker got a stable out here.
Tawana, won't you do it on Thursday? Because I'm telling you, I might be out of town Sunday. So I'd rather just
I'm going live on Thursday, but I don't know if it's gonna be the side chick thing or we're gonna talk about something else. But we're gonna still have a conversation tomorrow. Sunday, I'm gonna be talking about side chick culture. Like, I want to get into what it means to be a side chick, what that whole where that whole thing came from.
Look at Rucker, yo. He's rubbing his fucking hands.
Hey, look. All that sound like prenup talk, huh?
Rucker look like Mr. Burns. Excellent.
Yeah.
Listen, they've been around forever. Side chicks been around forever. How many funerals you been at, and the side chick come with the kids that we knew about, but we don't know that because the kids are just, the side chicks have been around. Where did this come from? What's this culture? And now how has it evolved, right?
Yo, Chris over here.
We're gonna talk about it. Oh, Playboy is here. I'm glad Playboy came because we.
I hope he don't
know,
mind me calling him Chris. Yeah, I joke with Tawana all the time. I'm like, man, I
You
hate
know,
calling
hey,
him
hey,
Playboy.
look,
I
I'm gonna be
respect
honest.
him.
I would rather call him Chris than Playboy because
It sounds
that
suspect.
it sounds. I say Playboy sometimes, but I'd rather call him Chris though. You know
It
what I'm saying?
ain't
Like,
it ain't sus. Like the name ain't sus. It's just me calling him it. You know,
Yeah, just like
I'll be
yeah,
like,
like
fuck,
Playboy.
man.
Yeah.
But
so,
I
so
rock with him though. Heavy.
CKQ, I can't wait to have you on this show because he is so good. I hope you're available tomorrow. Actually, he is so good. He
who you
like
talking about?
this guy CKQ.
CKQ.
His
Okay,
podcast. Go follow him, but he is really good. I mean, just the way he breaks down the Black nuclear families, the things that we need to do to get together. Like, because I'm all about solutions and getting together and figuring out how to do it.
Solutions are prenups.
Exactly. Facts. Thank you. Case closed. Case closed.
Oh, we got
Hey,
oh, what's up, Chris?
what's good, Chris?
What's going on, man?
What's good, man? Good to finally meet you, my guy.
Likewise, man.
Salute, brother.
Likewise, I'm happy you came because we was just like trying to air out. Me came on for a little bit, but then she got off. But we was really trying to air out. You know how we don't get to talk about the show and everything that happened on the show.
Right.
And we were just dissecting the whole thing, talking about the show, how it went. So yeah, I don't know what you heard already, but
I
we
just,
talked about a lot of it. We talked
I just logged on here about maybe like 4 or 5 minutes ago.
yeah.
So I didn't hear too much.
Well, we went back and we talked about. Me came on for a little bit, but then she kind of was in the grocery store and she was going in and out.
We basically try to break down what all took place, why the arguments escalated instead of it should be in a simple debate, why it escalated. And I was, when Meek was on, I was trying to explain because at one time I felt like I had to step up when it was you and Tawana going, and then Meek kept jumping from the side. If you remember, I'm like,
Yeah.
hold on, Meek, like you can't keep doing that. And then she just keep throwing her little subliminals and stuff like that. And like at the time, it should have been Tawana and Chris. And then that what I was trying to explain to me, she should have came in after y'all solved y'all thing, because Tawana did say I had a question for Chris, and then me kept saying something. So
Well,
I mean,
She
go ahead.
admitted that she does intervene when she shouldn't.
Right.
Or she admitted that she's an overtalker, right?
Right.
She came on the show and she said that's what I do, and if people get annoyed with me all the time,
Right. She admitted to that. Yes.
She did own up to that. I will say that.
Well,
not to minimize it, but
for me, it's just like every platform I've ever been on, I'm the same way. I'm smiling most of the time. I'm not with the getting online and acting crazy. Like I worked very hard to have this peace I have in my life. Like it's serious. I used to have a very bad temper, extremely bad temper. I always greet people with respect. Even if I feel something awkward from them, I'm still going to say hi to everybody. I'm going to treat people with respect. But what I can't have is anybody disrespecting me, especially when I've never disrespected you.
Right.
I've never disrespected anybody on any panel. And if my woman don't talk to me like that, if my mother don't talk to me like that, I'm not letting no woman talk to me like that. And it's just like, I always try to keep the peace. You know what I'm saying? And for someone to tell me that I'm not being neutral, because what people need to understand is neutral means that you could give an opinion and be open to hearing someone else's opinion as well. Just because I state my opinion doesn't make me biased. It's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like one thing that my brother told me, like I can take insults, but one thing that does trigger me is somebody calling me fake.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never been fake.
Yeah.
Anything I say, I can prove and have people to vouch for it. So even though it shouldn't have triggered me, it triggered me. Another thing that triggers me is playing with my faith in God, because I know what he's done for my life. So when you try to tell me my connection, it's past disrespect at that point. So even still, I'm not going to get on this platform and disrespect her, even though she disrespected me. That's not going to happen again. But you just live and you learn. Tawana, no issue with you. JT, you already know. It's nothing. But you only have one time to disrespect me. It's not the first time I've noticed little subtleties on the show with her. But this was enough, man. Like, to not know me and you telling me who I am, that's crazy to me.
And
You don't
so
know nothing about me.
to lend
That's
to that, can I lend to that real quick, JT?
yeah.
So
No, I was
so
about to say you said something about that earlier, but go ahead.
yeah. But just to lend to that, so there was, so I what we were talking about earlier, because we kind of unpacked a bunch of this, and I've seen a bunch of the CYP shows. I'm always watching, lurking, chatting, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And everything that you just said really speaks directly to the character you portray. And I'm not saying you're portraying a character, I'm saying your character, you that you're portraying online.
Right.
Always calm, always cool-headed, always chill,
Right.
usually smiling. There is only 2 times where I've seen you get ticked. One time was with Jen, and she said the same thing where she called you fake and you went off. And then this situation, this particular scenario today. So the point that I'm ultimately making is you're not bullshitting. You know, you just say, I've got triggers and these are my triggers. And so what we were talking about earlier was when you're on panels like these, there has to be a situation where somebody's got to, first of all, you got to come in with the right headspace, because you all know each other's character. So you got to come in with the right headspace on what type of people we are and what our communication styles are, right? I know how JT communicates. I know how Playboy communicates. I know how CYP communicates. I know how Meat communicates. You got to know that. And then somebody also has to learn in those moments where it's getting, or it might be getting personal. Yeah, I'm trying to get those chat bots, when I see them pop up, they out tonight. When it's starting to get personal, somebody has to be the one to just yield the floor. And it's not because you agree with anything they're saying or even condone the stuff that they're saying, but if you yield the floor and let them get their shit off and don't say nothing back, then there's no fuel in that. There's no more energy to keep it going. But I do understand what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying, because my trigger, I have a big trigger like that also. And we were just before you got on, I was talking about how I'm a high energy. I used to be a very aggressive, angry, like I would just jump out the window when somebody disrespected me. And I try not to do that now. So I totally hear you on that. Go ahead, JD, man. I'm not trying to filibuster this joint.
Nah, I mean, like I said, Playboy, before you came on, well, on the show, I did that, and I would do that with anybody. Like, even if it was vice versa, if you start doing it, I'm like, whoa, like, whoa. Yeah. And that's not me trying to disrespect you, but like, damn, bro, like, come on, y'all going a little too far with it. Like, because she really starts throwing direct comments, and that's when I feel like I had to step in and say something, because like I said,
I never did, no matter what. I stayed on topic the whole time. Right. No personal attacks. Not one.
But the thing about it, I think, you know what the problem is though, bro? I think when we voice our opinions, like I told you before, Playboy, I said I don't agree with all your opinions. I don't agree with Tawanda. I don't agree with Ralph. I don't agree with CYP. I don't agree with
Tawanda with a D. Because now I don't have no D in my damn name. It's Tawana. Okay, it's ghetto enough.
Okay, I'm sorry, Tawana. You could take some of that bass out your voice. You scared me You scared me already. You gave me a heart attack earlier, and you hollered at me, and I wasn't even doing nothing.
The sequel.
But what I was saying,
the sequel.
All I'm just trying to say is, like, I feel like
Round 2.
we don't gotta play no violins, but I feel like if we're a big family on there, we gotta know when to back down. Let's back down, because it shouldn't get to this point where we start throwing direct hits at each other. It shouldn't,
Yeah. And then the other thing we mentioned earlier too, Playboy, was it's not hard for men to hear women's opinions.
No.
It's hard for men to hear women's opinions delivered in a certain way.
Right.
Yeah.
Which means if we were talking about, there's a big difference between you're full of shit and I don't agree with you. There's a big
Right.
there's a big difference between everything that you said, everything that you say is BS and everything, and we start talking in absolutes, and we reduce somebody's presence on the show, which in my opinion, in that exchange, there were some words that were said that effectively reduced you or attempted to reduce you and who you are and who you represent on that show. So I can totally understand why you would feel disrespected. But if we were in a room together, me, Rucker, JT, and yourself in a room together, and one of us said something like that to each other as men, somebody's throwing hands.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
altercation.
I
it's
just said that
hard
to her. I
to
just said
hear
that,
that from a woman, knowing that in a situation where we're in a room, it just wouldn't. Yeah. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
yeah, I was saying like I even tried to say that like you're a woman. Like if you were a guy, you wouldn't even say that to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like because men know one word can change everything. But
Sure
it's
can.
like you're okay. You're okay with being disrespectful, assuming that shit can't get ugly. And I mean, I'm not gonna ever take it there with no woman, but it's just like, why disrespect somebody when it's like, if I return fire, would you really want that fire? If I handled it like if a man disrespected me, would you want that?
So let me give people context. We were on Mr. CYP. We have a show called Controversially Correct, right? That show that we do. And so 2 hours before this, we were on that show, and it was like a men versus the women battle today for some reason, and it got real crazy. And Meek, I'm gonna let Meek come back on because I want Meek to actually also be able to give her side and her position. But the men and the women, we were at odds today. I don't know why we was at odds today, but today it was a day.
You know why? You know why?
Questions. It was the
The
questions.
questions.
So,
Yes, you know why.
and so a large part of the conversation, I think Meek and Chris had one of the biggest disagreements. Meek and Playboy kind of really disagreed on this particular issue and the way it was presented. And so I do want to let Meek talk because we did hear Meek. I don't know if you heard everything that was said. And Meek get a lot of criticism because she is very vocal, and she can be controversial, just like the show says. She can be very controversial.
But I don't want you to leave out, if you respectfully, like I be in the chat talking about Meek be talking her shit. Like I be dropping the fire bombs and all that to be like, yo, we agree with her too. It's not all.
You know what though?
One way.
Sometimes.
Meek talk fire, but sometimes the attitude get in the way. It's hard to hear.
Yeah.
What attitude? Sometimes. I don't even be feeling like. Okay, so
now whatever she says in response to this, you earned it.
Okay.
Look. That's not a disrespectful fight. I'm just saying, like, so I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes Meek do say some good stuff, but sometimes that attitude, like,
See, but why do we gotta have an attitude? Because I feel like women on YouTube, we always get labeled as we have to be strong to be in these streets with men. This is a male-dominated thing on YouTube.
Really?
And so the women, yes. And so when
it's way more men on YouTube than women.
It's
you know what it is though?
And it's manosphere. We're in a manosphere space. Okay. So when we're in this manosphere space, men come at us all the time. So we always have to like let y'all know that we ain't
I'm
scared to tell y'all our opinion.
right, but you know what though?
Y'all try to shut us down and hit us with the y'all a woman in a woman place.
No,
Y'all
no,
think
we
we're
don't.
men?
No,
I'm
no,
not a
no,
man.
nobody don't do that on that show, Tawana.
Yeah,
Nobody don't do that.
y'all do that.
No, we don't. No, we just say our opinions. And let me tell you that sometimes it just come out like y'all feel like y'all have to do that. But I'm gonna be honest, everybody on that show, one time Ralph did say something. That's it. Besides that one time,
Jen said, "Playboy, you got mad as fuck with her too." Jen said, "You got mad with her." But let me let Meek, because I feel like that was a whole thing too with Jen and Chris. Like that was like.
well, I didn't see that situation.
Oh, you didn't see it, but it kind of went there. I think
Oh,
AJ
that was
saw it
spicy.
too.
I saw that whole from front to back. I was like, man, I'm not used to
AJ saw
seeing
it
Chris.
too.
Yeah,
And I saw it too.
Was it worse than him and Meek?
way.
I'm gonna let.
Okay.
Hopefully Jen can get on if she can or whatever. But I'm gonna let Jen tell y'all, because Jen is like, you think Meek is something? Jen will shut our whole fucking show down and like
Yeah. Hey, no diss to Jen, but she'll get a page taken down. The whole channel. You know what I'm saying? She will go
not only will she
ham.
go there, but you will feel like less of a man as when she's done, and she ain't gonna care how you feel.
Yeah, not with me. Prenup forever.
No. Okay, so Meek, tell me from your perspective, because I feel like a lot of things were said. I feel like people think that Meek, that you overtalk and you overpower and you don't give people an opportunity, and they felt like you was taking digs specifically at Playboy in this particular episode. What do you say to that, Meek? All of those criticisms.
To those criticisms. So I was making a point because every time a couple of certain men make points, I'm saying certain men because it's not just Chris, but when certain men make points, they come with this energy towards women as like, oh, this is the reason why y'all not happy. And sometimes Carlos do it, like this is like, and this is the reason that y'all not happy. And my thing is, it's nothing wrong with pointing out what the correction for women, but I don't see that same accountability nor that correction applied to men. And my point is that first of all, like me and JT even said, is that the initial question wasn't even about strictly women. It was posed, does hoeing, is the best way to get over a relationship. So when they start talking about like bringing in women and women, he made the comment, I don't talk to women that talk like that. And I'm thinking to myself, it's funny because I feel like if a man and his homeboy start talking like that, are you giving him the same energy? If he would have said, look, I don't surround myself with people that talk like that, period, that would have just shut me the fuck up. Because my whole point is that healing is healing. So and sometimes J Mac make it seem like, oh, it's trying to compete with men. No, it's not a competition with men. At the end of the day, healing is healing. So, and then also Chris keeps saying, it's my opinion. That's what the show is about. The show is about us voicing our opinions, and then also those opinions are going to be challenged. So like everyone has an opinion. No one is an expertise on that show. Right. No one is like, some try to state as though things are factual when in actuality is not factual. But yeah, and as far as me over talking, a lot of times when it's rude or whatever, I get that. But a lot of times when I over talk, it's because people are displaying misinformation. Like J Mac kept reiterating the wrong question. Like that's not even what we're talking about.
Right. J Mac changed one question. But see, that's what I was saying. I was like, okay, so how is it that when the women, we're trying to be authentic with y'all and give y'all our honest opinion about how we feel about something, why is it that it's always a dig at y'all some hoes? Y'all some stupid, like, and I don't know if y'all don't say it to us specifically, but if you're talking about women in that way, and it's like we the women on the panel representing that, like if we was to say, well, men ain't shit and men don't deserve no respect, or men do this, like I feel like y'all would feel some type of way, even if we're not specifically saying something to the men, but we don't ever do that. the men come on the show and y'all take specific digs. And some of us who shall remain nameless, like Ralph, he say stuff like, yeah, if you a wife and you say something like that, you a hoe. And I don't say nothing, but that's a direct dig at me, right? But I don't say nothing. Or somebody will say something like, yeah.
You think that's a direct dig though?
Hell yeah, because I'll say something, and then your response is, if you say something like that and you a wife, you a hoe. What you? I ain't gotta be like a damn genius to put two and two together. And when Meek says something, people take direct digs at her, and she catch them, and I catch them too. Now she could just move on and ignore it, but why do she have to? Why can't she address it?
Meek started sometimes though. You know what? She don't have to catch him. Hold on. Look, Meek don't have to catch him because she come with him sometimes. It's like, you know how you like, remember the question asked, and I said it jokingly, something about rejection. I said the best thing for you to do is just reject her so you don't get rejected. But I know I was saying it jokingly. So what I'm saying what Meek do, I feel like Meek, she come with the heat already, so you could already expect what level to be on and stuff like that.
Yeah, but isn't that the nature? Isn't that the nature of the show, though?
Right.
You know,
That's
and that's not, you know, I'm not, and that's not,
Right.
that's just me being a neutral party to say, oh yes, we do, Team Atheist all day. But
I should do that for real.
that would be crazy dope. Yeah, because my wife is a believer, and I'm
It's the personality.
Yeah.
It's the personality for the show. But you know, sometimes it's, you know, I know what to expect with Meek now when she on. I know what to expect with Ralph.
We all play
Ralph,
our roles. We all
Ralph was quiet, but you know, sometimes it still get aggravating though. Sometimes, and that's why you say stuff, and that's why you go back and forth. And like today with Chris and Meek went back and forth. I just feel like it still went too far on certain things was said, and but we know the roles. We know Chris role, and we know Meek role. We know Tawana role. We know everybody role of different personalities and stuff like that. We know what's going to be said, but the point is how far you gonna go with what you were saying.
I mean, when we're on these shows, the point is for us to all have a different perspective and try to present and convince the audience. There's people that connect with what I say. It's people that connect with what Meek say. And so, Meek, I also mentioned that sometimes it was one show where I literally didn't talk for over an hour. And I don't think nobody even noticed.
Right? Yeah, because Meek was talking.
And so it was to the point where I was like, okay. I mean, I couldn't get a word in. So I was specific this time, like, nope, I'm going to make sure that like I say how I feel about certain things and I support how I feel. And I think people were surprised that I agree with Meek a lot. Maybe they thought I was going to be like, no, Meek, you wrong. And I really wasn't on that because I did agree with a lot of the things she said. Now, I didn't necessarily feel like whatever was happening with her and Playboy should have escalated to the point that it escalated to, because I was like, man, y'all both just kind of got different approaches. Yeah, I was hoping that they worked it out. That's what
Tawana, but to go back what you just said before you said this, we got all different personality. We got different views. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Chris said what he felt, and I felt like it shouldn't have been over challenged. It could have been debated, but it was.
Why not? What's the issue with me? Because I was trying
to. I'm about to explain it. Meek, I'm about to explain the difference. You can challenge it, but you said some directly disrespectful stuff to Chris.
Like
stuff like that.
What? Like what did he say?
I'm talking about the initial challenge. You said he stated his opinion, and so I challenged his opinion. So what about me challenging his opinion?
All right, listen. You challenged his opinion, and then when y'all was going back and forth, there's times when Chris was trying to say something, but you was still over talking him by still challenging his opinion, and then that's when it got worse, it got worse, it got worse, and
That's
then
not that was the second. That was after he got on the pulpit, made his subliminal shots, and then I addressed him. But the initial challenge, I asked him questions. He answered the question, and then he reiterated. He started getting hot. He reiterated and said, "It's my opinion. I can choose to date." Da, 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 da. And the whole point of me asking him questions was exactly what Erica said. Is I was trying to showcase that same compassion and understanding and empathy that is showed towards men is not always applied to women. That was my whole point of asking him a question. He fired back like I can choose to date. Okay, that's cool. But my whole point is that there's such judgment. Right when you ask the question, you're like, oh no, I don't talk to women. Women, I don't deal or entertain those type of women. So there's judgment there, saying that you look at that person and so like that's a bad trait. So what I'm questioning is, do you accept that trait from your peers, from your close peers? He answered the question, and basically he does to a certain
Yeah. So
extent.
what was wrong
So
with her asking a follow-up question? Just saying, like, okay, so if you're calling women hoes because of this, do you hold your friends to that same standard? And I guess people's argument was that women and men are different and we can't hold them to the same standard. But I guess that would have been for Chris to respond and say that. What was wrong with her following up with a question, though? Why was that seen as disrespectful? That's what I'm missing.
and when I was asking him the questions, I was not yelling at him.
She wasn't. Is it just the fact that she was questioning
No,
him?
I was not yelling at him. I had a stern
That's
voice.
that's I
I
mean,
did
we
have a stern
literally want to
voice,
know. Is
but
it just
I was
because she
not
was
yelling at him.
asking him a question? Why was it disrespectful? Tell us what it is that
Before you ask,
what you
I
think.
think she asking you, Chris.
I mean, whoever. Because I
Okay,
know Mr. Rucker and
I mean I
Otis
could
just
say something, but
talk.
I think
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
know
Either way.
the part that was disrespectful was the stuff that pertained to me personally. I had no issue with anybody asking me a question, but the thing about it is when I'm watching a video of women calling themselves, telling themselves that they're hoes, I'm not calling anybody a hoe. My response was, I don't entertain women that talk like that. I never called anybody a hoe. I never said what a woman can or can't do. I said I won't talk to a woman that talks like that. So if I'm giving my opinion on the video and I'm getting challenged like I'm wrong for having a choice in the type of women I prefer, then it's just like, I mean, that wasn't the issue. But I mean, my thing is I talk with the same level voice, and when people get loud, it's just like, to me, I don't want to even really talk no more, because from my experience, when you're getting louder, you're not listening. When I talk to people and have conversations, I'm listening when you're talking. I'm not just trying to get my point across. So just me trying not to go into a space I don't want to be in, I try to deaden the situation. But at the same time, if I'm feeling like somebody's like trying to provoke something out of me, I'm human too. And for the most part, I stay pretty chill. But what's the word? I guess I don't like when I feel like people, you know how it's like people can say things and it doesn't hurt you, but you get pissed off at the attempt. And that's how
It's the
yeah,
intent
and
behind the words. Yeah.
that's things that bother me, because I don't like me. She can say what she wants and she has that right. Like I'm not thin skinned like that, but like I don't ever want to feel like somebody's trying to bully me,
It
or you
was,
know what I'm saying?
if you don't mind offering my perspective
Go
here.
ahead.
And by the way, Meek, it's nice to meet you.
Yes,
So
yes,
the
me. This is
one,
AJ.
yeah, I'm the guy with
AJ.
the Audi symbol in the chat all the time, if you ever notice. But the main, I think the main area, and this is for anywhere, not even to make it specific to y'all or scenario. Anytime it's a you are this, right? Anytime it's a you aren't that, you this, you that, you're this, you don't believe it, that at that point, it really doesn't matter what you're discussing anymore. You've immediately made it personal. I joked about it earlier, but Rucker, you always wear red hats and that shit is whack. Talking about red hats is corny, right? But
Right.
the fact that I made it about Rucker and about him and about what he's, that changes things. And then also when in some of these debates and conversations, and you typically speak in generalities, but when you say things like men are, or I'll say, Tawana, sometimes you'll go, y'all do, you know what I mean? Or y'all, and right. And somebody on the outside looking in, for me, who rarely ever, if never cams up, somebody outside looking in is looking at this, go, oh man, that dude AJ is a something, because she's saying y'all always talk crazy. I'm like, shit, I never get up here. You know what I mean? But it's easy to take that stuff personal. It's very easy to take that stuff personal and make it personal. And then what happens is it devolves so fast. And that's why I was saying earlier that at some point, somebody has to be able to yield the floor and just say, all right, I'm going to let them get their shit off and let them say what they need to say and not feed any more into it, because I don't want to further trigger them and I don't want to further piss myself off. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No. And again, y'all did a good job actually bringing it back too after that. Go ahead, Meek. Go ahead.
But so to respond to Chris, he said as though I was challenging the women he chose to date. No one said that you couldn't have that as a preference. I never once said that. Honestly, that's how you took it. You took me challenging you was as though I was saying like you shouldn't do that with women, or you should be accepted of all women. That wasn't my point. My point was that the same, like I stated before, is that when we got to your homeboy and I said, okay, when you said, well, I don't get in people's business. Okay, I respect that. But okay, so say your homeboy came to you and said this, what would you say? And you didn't meet it with the same disgust that you had it with the women that you choose with. And that's my point. And I was making a point of men holding men accountable. That was my whole point. I never in the conversation, in me questioning you, I never questioned, oh, why don't you date these women? I don't like those women. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't advocate that. So you saying that you don't do that? Okay, cool. But what I'm saying is I don't see the same energy, and I was questioning you because you stated it, and I've seen men similar to you that make those same statements that will advocate or cheer on their boys hopping around after a relationship. That's a problem.
Well, you know why it's a different energy, because I don't date men. So I'm not going to look at men and how they carry themselves the same way I would look at a woman and how she carries herself. That's why it's different. And secondly, like, I don't hang with guys that like to date women like that. So that's why I'm saying when you ask me that,
if you would have said that, it would have
no,
right
but I did say that. I
no, you
said
didn't.
I did. I said if my friend is going to do something that was going to cause harm to himself, then I would tell him not to do that. That's what I did say.
But that's not the same as I don't hang out with men like that. And basically it's saying like
But
if
I
this
don't.
hurts
So I
you,
had to create a hypothetical situation.
if this action hurts you, then don't do it. But if it don't hurt you, go ahead and continue doing it. That's what it sounds like. And
Yeah,
so it
because
doesn't.
that's their business. Like, I'm not going, again, I don't date men. So I don't
Okay.
care how men run around. I'm
Okay.
gonna care about how a woman runs around, because that's who I would have to interact with on an intimate level. I don't care what a man does.
And
So okay, I
me.
understand that. Wait. Let me finish. I understand that. But Carlos also says this to women all the time, like y'all need to stop telling women this bad advice and start letting other women know. And it's about us holding each other accountable, right? Like those girls on that panel, they all toxic because they all entertaining the same bullshit. And so they needed to have somebody on that panel say, no, girl, that's fucked up. How are you
But
healing? You get what
but
I'm
you know what
saying?
it is? You know what it is? It's the fact that I can do something and you can do the same thing, and it's going to affect us totally differently. Men can do things and it won't affect them the same way it'll affect a woman. And that's the
Okay, we're gonna have to
reality.
disagree.
Double
We're gonna have to
standard,
disagree.
double standards are real, and that's just the reality. Like, I'm not saying, see, the thing about it is I don't say nobody's right or wrong. You never heard me say that. I just say I don't deal with this type of situation. But if a man, I'm not responsible for another man. Now, if it's somebody that's close to me and
Right.
they value my opinion,
That's who I'm
I'm
talking
going to
about.
give them my
And,
opinion, but I'm
and
not
that's what I
worried
was about to
about
say.
what a man does.
That's what
That's
I
what
asked you, and that's what
me
I was talking about.
me that's what I was about to say. Like, I feel like as a man, like, I'm gonna be honest. I've been in situations. I'm gonna keep it honest. I try to get my opinion. Hey, bro, nigga told me he ain't disrespect me, but he kind of told me, hey, bro, I got this. So I put myself out there trying to
Yeah,
give my opinion, and
yeah.
he ain't won't hear the shit. So how can I even get mad for this man telling me this? I got this. You know, you can stay out of it.
I'm not saying get mad. At the end of the day, I have girlfriends that like,
No, no,
oh,
no. But it's the same thing, though, Meek. Like you. I know you feel like with your girlfriends you wanna be able to tell them the real without always being fake to them. And that's the same thing with certain men. You can't always tell a man the real because he gonna tell you get the fuck out of his face. He got this shit.
Right.
And like certain
And that can start
situations,
a problem. That can start a fight, a
and
physical fight.
exactly because
listen,
then
I
you put
understand that.
yourself. Hold on, me, because I had friends like that too that I tried to get my advice, but you know what I realized? That's really not my friend. Because what I realized, if I'm trying to tell you some right shit and you still doing it, or you feel like I'm stepping on your toe, like damn, like really? I thought we was boys, and I told you some shit, and that's what you rebutted back to me. It made me step back, and then that realized that he really not my friend. Because I feel like I don't want no fake friends. Cause
I
you only want me around to tell you when the shit sound good, but then when I tell you some real
I
shit,
have your
you
back.
kind of moving sideways.
Mhm.
I understand that, and I agree. I completely agree with that. When we talk about the state of man and woman and the state of relationships, what my point was is that yes, we can sit here and judge each other and say I can say men need to do this, and you can say women need to do that. But I also think a lot that it'll be very impactful if we start holding each other accountable. I'm not saying for every single Tom, Dick, and Harry, but the ones that you do consider your brother, yo, you tripping right now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's to me, that is a a, a, a behavior of a true leader.
That's
Someone
right.
that can look at their peers and be like, yo, we marching in this together. You are a representation of me. Yo, you out here, you got a good woman at home, and you out here doing some ignorant shit. You tripping right now. And I was trying to make the point of like just everyone, like if that's your circle, if that's your brother, thick and through, hold that man accountable. All this ain't my business. Yo, it's affecting us. It's affecting our community. It's affecting our village. Like, look at this shit. Like back in the day when I'm talking about backdoor and hunters and gatherers. They lived in small communities and everyone held each other accountable. And I think that's a true change.
Yeah.
That's where my shit comes from. I'm never gonna sit here and tell you who to date and what your preference is, but when I see things being leaned toward women, but they're not applied to men, how are we gonna ever come together? I'm not trying to say that we're equal. I'm not. But bad behavior is bad behavior. It doesn't matter whether you got a dick or between your legs. It doesn't matter.
Let me
Bad
let
behavior is bad
AJ.
behavior.
Let me let AJ respond. Go ahead, AJ.
So I wanted to ask a question real quick because I think there might be a crux of the issue that we're missing. Excellent points from both of you, and both of you are absolutely correct. Playwell, let me ask you this:
Yeah.
Do you believe that the devolution of that exchange on the previous show for this particular question was as a result of a whataboutism?
Yes.
Which and
Yeah.
and that's the kind of point that I'm getting to, right? The crux of the issue for all this, because that exchange right there was phenomenal, right? The crux of the issue was the question was originally about a panel of women. And so the opinion was being made and formed from everybody on the panel about those women. And then a response came in saying, well, what about the men? And so when a whataboutism gets tossed in there, then the response to that then becomes pretty vitriolic. There's a kind of, it's like, I don't care. I don't date men. That's not what we're talking about right now, But there's a second thing that I have to offer to when it comes for Meek and Tawana. And this is just my perspective. I could be completely wrong. It does seem as though a lot of the questions in these type of debates, especially on the CYP show, are geared towards challenging women. So it just that's just a perspective that I have. So when that happens, right? When it's
and I'm gonna be clear that I really didn't give a damn if they thought that a woman who want to date around and have fun after a breakup is a hoe. I was like, do it, girl, and I was encouraging it. So I'm sorry if y'all thought I was toxic, but I
see. Now you just jumped all over my point too. Like I've had nice wind behind my sails. I was flowing.
Make my position clear that I disagree. That I'm the one that y'all should have been fighting, because it seems like Meek and Playboy are actually on the same page, where I was on a totally different page. Like, what's wrong?
And that's okay. Like, that conversation is totally fine. And the other reason is you kept it in context of those women, though. Right. When you make it about men, when we're asking about women, then yes, there's going to be a triggering response from the men to say, well, we're not talking about men right now. And then the other the other portion of it is, because the vast majority of the questions are targeted at challenging women and holding women accountable, then of course what Meek is gonna say is, well, what about the men then? Because all I hear is all of these questions and stuff being posed about women are hoes, women are this, women are that. So, well, when are you gonna ask a question about the men?
I can understand that.
I understand that too.
It's such bullshit because women are not hoes. Go ahead, Meek. Your volume is low. Your volume is low. That's why I couldn't hardly hear you. But go ahead, Meek.
Can you hear me? It's because I'm on my phone and the things.
Yeah, that's
right. That the questions are vague. We always, every time in the chat, you see, well, what defines a hoe? What defines this? It's so vague. So you took the question as though because it was a panel of women, they're talking about women. But me and JT agreed that they didn't say women when they posed the question, so it was to everybody. So you got people on the panel arguing different perspectives. So I wasn't even coming in on what about. I'm coming in like, I thought we talking about both parties.
Right. So you hold
a good point.
Talking about it from both perspectives. And that's the same thing when CYP posed his question. I'm hearing it from a totally different perspective. He going in about a whole nother perspective. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's not even what I heard. And he's not even understanding that that's not what we heard. So my whole point was this. You can't, like, for me, y'all looking at the word hoe and taking it so literal, like she out here getting paid for sex and hoeing and jumping on every penis that comes her way. And I'm looking at it like it's a playful, joking thing as girlfriends. Like, I'm single now, so I'm on my hoe shit. Not on some, I'm really about to be out on these streets, like flagging down men with a cab. Like,
but we don't know that.
Going to be, but that's what we were trying to say. We were trying to explain that. It's like from a girlfriend perspective. That's an all women panel, so I know exactly what they meant. So I didn't take it like, oh, she really talking about go and sell your body and like be a hoe. She was more so saying, like, for men, when y'all see us date multiple men, right? Women, when y'all see us date multiple men, y'all automatically assume that we a hoe, right? Like, because we're dating multiple men at one time. So for me, I don't give a damn, because that's what I'm going to do when I'm single. So call me a hoe if you want, but that's what it is. And that's what women do. And if y'all,
I think that's the problem though.
Y'all confused because y'all think that because y'all call us a hoe, it's going to make me not want to say what we really do. If you don't want to hear the truth, then just don't listen.
It's the perception of it. It's the perception of it.
You know, though,
but I don't care what your perception is. Just explain how you feel. Just explain how you feel, though.
right?
You,
And Tawana,
you can't project your assumptions on me.
This is
So
just
because
Joshua.
I want to date
That's it.
multiple men, you think
Yeah,
I'm a
I'm
hoe.
not.
Okay.
It's
So
not.
why
and,
do you
and
So
have to
that I
name
can get
call
that
me?
root going for you.
yeah,
What do
Tawana,
you
but
have to
see,
name
like
call me?
you said, that's why they got different views and different opinions.
Right.
And I'm
Mhm.
sorry, it's not like I'm not always trying to agree with y'all, but I look at shit like this. If a man could be called if a woman could be called a hoe, a man could be called a hoe, which I've been
Yep.
called a hoe before, because I did the multiple women, and vice versa, because
They say I've been
men been called hoes before. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
called hoes by
women.
females,
It's
and
Women with
universal.
options date
so
multiple men.
and I,
We
I
date
I do
multiple
agree,
men.
Tawanda and Meek, I do agree with y'all with
Nah.
oh. See,
Nah.
now look, now I'm about to say I don't even agree with you no more, but now I'm just playing. But
Man, it's getting hot in here. Is it getting
all I'm
hot?
saying is,
It's hot.
I agree with y'all on this topic that men do look it's frowned upon of when women do multiple men instead of men doing multiple women. It's just frowned upon. It's always been that way.
That's right.
It's always been that way,
And
and you can't
you
change.
know why, right?
So
Everybody knows
so
why.
y'all say, but
No, Tawana, you know why, right?
I do know why.
Okay.
She
Why?
don't care.
AJ, tell us why.
Okay, I'll let you. Yes, go ahead. Because I
Yeah,
was
and
gonna say
I'm
something.
not trying to mansplain this. So don't,
Okay, I was gonna
because I
say
heard,
something. I
tell
was
us
gonna say
why, AJ.
something.
I hear you,
Yep.
but no. It's because we are the pursuer and you are the pursuee. It's as simple as that. So if you are being chased by 20, 30, 40, 50 different guys, y'all, matter of fact, you talked on the last on CYP show about how y'all are turning down men left and right. Left and right and left and right and left and right. So if you're turning down men left and right,
Thank you.
but you're choosing 20 or 30 and messing around with a bunch of them, it's easy for you. See, we
Right.
have to go after, we have to put in work, we have to build value. So when you have somebody or you have a guy who has multiple women, he had to put in work and value and establish himself so that all of those women see something
But
in
don't
him.
hate on
And it's
me because it's
Oh,
easy.
it's not hate.
It's
It's not
hate.
hate. It's just
It's hate.
saying it's
Because I can go on
easier.
a date. I can go on a date at
By
one.
the way, I don't
And
run
then
around here calling people hoes, so
but I can go on a date at one and then go on a date at 7. And
sure
then
you
the
can.
next day I can go
Yep.
on a date at
See,
2, and I can go on a date at 4, and I go at 6 and
Absolutely.
8. And I don't have to
Yeah.
sleep with none of them. But I
Right.
can be going out and I'm having fun and I'm exploring my options.
Mm-hmm.
And we as women, we call that like we will say that jokingly, right? Because that's what men look at it as. We say it
Mhm.
because that's how
Mm-hmm.
men view it.
No, let's be honest. There be girls out here that be fucking, bro.
Sometimes
Like,
it is.
Straight
And I
up.
Thank you,
don't,
B.
and,
Straight
like
up and
and,
down.
we,
let's just
and I don't
keep
think
it
they
100.
and I don't think they hoes. And I don't think they fucking every dude.
Right,
They may be fucking more
right.
than one of them.
Oh
But
yeah.
at the end of the day, it's all
Uh-uh.
escapism.
Well,
That's
that's my
what
opinion.
that
I'm not
Oh,
about
for
that's
to
what it
sure.
shame.
is.
I'm not about to shame
But
nobody because if
what
you can bounce
Tawana,
that, if a man, if you as your man, you telling me that you could sleep with
it looks
however
good.
many women,
It looks nasty.
and you can be an
Oh yeah,
honorable,
no.
man. Now you're a husband, and now you're a father, and you can be seen as this. A woman can do the same thing to me.
So let me clarify for you, just so I'm for if you want, like, my personal opinion, right? So that's the explanation as to why. Now my personal opinion, how I feel about it: men can be hoes, women can be hoes. And what I don't like is when men are out here creating a bunch of broken homes all over the place. Like, that pisses me off when I find out a guy's got 9 kids by 9 different women. That drives me
Yeah.
absolutely insane. You know what I mean? So personally, I'm all about dick responsibility. So anybody that's around my circle that's out here going crazy and messing around. Look, I got a 14-year-old daughter, and I'm telling you, I'll put a bullet through somebody's head calling my woman a hoe, my daughter a hoe, or
Exactly.
any of that. And me and her she gonna have a problem acting crazy in these streets. So it's accountability, because on that front as well.
Right.
Exactly. And then the last point that I'll make, and I'll let y'all have it, is if you don't like hoes, don't sleep with them.
Yep.
And that's what I have. That's the problem I have with men too, because they like that's who they get with good girls, and then they cheat on their wives with hoes. If you really like a hoe, just date her. That's when
No, man. No.
No. That's when you should do it.
He don't like her.
We don't.
He don't like the hoe.
Yes, y'all do because y'all want to sleep with her, so y'all like her.
No, not mentally
no.
don't like her. It's the bedroom fun.
I don't care. Don't ruin
The
it. I hate when hoes date good girls and ruin them. I hate y'all. Like I hate y'all.
Jesus.
Because I feel like just date the hoe that you really like.
Hoes are not dateable.
Do that. Don't
Hoes are
do
not
that to
dateable.
the good girl. You know, good girls should stop dating hoes. I'm gonna tell y'all. Like this is like I'm putting out a PSA. What's it called? PSA. I'm putting out a PSA.
Public service announcement.
Stop dating these because they should date hoes. If they want to, let them date hoes.
Let me tell you this. Even at my peak, when I was just crazy out there, a good girl either was somebody I tried to pursue seriously or I gave her a pass.
Playboy, you should not have a good girl, period.
Why is that?
Because you were like, what's your name? Playboy.
He's reformed. He's evolutionary.
No, I don't care. In my opinion, Playboy do not deserve a good girl. Period.
Oh, so I'm supposed to suffer for life, huh?
You should be with a stripper.
You should be with a stripper. Playboy, you gotta buy a dog and die alone.
That's what he should do. He should have cats. He should have cats because you don't even deserve a chick that's like that good. You know what I mean? Like,
why?
No, you shouldn't. Don't be saying like, "Oh, I'm Nah, you lucky you got a good girl." No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just happy that we had this conversation. It's dope because. Me, to be honest, who's that? I can hear
somebody. Meek TV even loud.
Meek, mute right quick because I can hear your background. Okay, I'll mute you right quick, Meek. Because Meek, Playboy, they dope. Like I never want it to get to the place. Like I want y'all to both understand each other's role, and we get to a place where y'all go at it. But it's cool because, like, I don't ever want Playboy to shut down in the middle of a taping because we still want to hear what you gotta say, you know. So I don't never want it to get to a place where y'all can't just like, oh, okay, yeah, me and Meek had it out at this moment, but now we good, we can move on and we can move to the next topic, and we still gonna bring ourselves 100%. Because people see us and they trying to see how we resolve conflict on the show. How do we as Black people get through it? And like we do disagree, women and men. We have these huge disagreements, but then what happens? How do we unite afterward? And like when they see your disposition, Playboy, they gonna know that you felt some type of way about it. It's gonna be this energy, and like we didn't resolve it. So
well, the thing with me is like when I get upset and I don't get upset that often. But if I get upset, the best thing for me to do is get to myself and just chill. Yeah. Because like I said, like I don't want to have no issues with me. Like for what? Because you know what I'm saying? But
me most of the time she just presenting another perspective. I know that you guys see it differently, but
I'm open to different perspectives. You know what I mean? It's just like I think with me, I don't like conflict, like aggressive talk, because I know how I used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I was. I don't want to be that person no more. So I'm running away from that. I'm not about to do that.
In this YouTube street, make sure that we can have the same level of voice as y'all, because see what happens in these YouTube streets.
Oh boy,
y'all want to the men.
Come on, y'all got the same voice.
Pedestal. I know, because I fight for my fucking voice. I'm never gonna let nobody.
Yeah, but y'all don't have to though. Y'all don't. Y'all don't have to fight on them. Y'all don't. Y'all try. I think. Well, I think the person with you.
I let CYP get away with something.
The one. See that lady with the yellow and white shirt on?
Yeah.
Oh, that one right there. I think y'all don't have to fight how y'all be fighting on the show, because I think we all get along. We got our different point of views, but sometimes it just get out of.
We do
Huh?
have to fight y'all because y'all crazy.
No, you don't. No, you do not. You do not.
Just submit.
You
Hey.
know, JT, you're very level. You always say you don't stay neutral. You state your opinion, but there are some fighters on that show. Your brother will be like, oh well, you're just deflecting and you're taking it personal and you're da 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 da, and it's like then I have to go in and I have to be like, no, I'm not taking it personal. This is what it is, and it's been multiple times that me, Tawana, Erica, Keisha have stated something, and we had to reiterate ourselves over and over and over and over again. And the men on the panel be like, "This is what y'all mean." No, this is what we mean. This is what we mean. So when you say we don't have to fight, you like it's crazy because it's not until I start revving up when people are like, oh wait, me, you don't gotta. It's like, but when I'm being cool, it's like nah, y'all deflecting, or that's that bullshit, or that's not real. Like
y'all ain't right. Because when people go in on Meek, y'all be cool. But when we go in on the people who saying the crazy stuff, then y'all, oh, now y'all being aggressive. No, hell no. Let's bring that same damn energy.
Yeah.
So if somebody can go in on Meek and go in on her and talk crazy, and I'm sitting there letting Meek, she gonna defend herself, then don't get mad when we go in on the Ralphs and the Carloses and the people on the show.
That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about to say.
That's all
go
I'm
ahead.
saying. Give us
Go ahead.
equal.
Playboy, you about to say something?
Let us do this.
Look, that's what I'm about to say though. Look, I'm gonna be honest. Boy, see, Ralph used to say some shit to y'all. I know it, when he said it, y'all was going. Listen, we didn't have a talk. We couldn't even. We know we was gonna get a word, especially he'll trigger Meek, and oh Lord, here go Meek. Just talking. I'm just sitting back like I know I ain't gonna get a word in because Ralph triggered her off to say something. And Jake Mack, he just started doing that more and stuff like that.
I will say that about J Mac because Meek.
He started like
that at first. He wasn't like that.
I'm gonna tell you, I know my brother. He was trying to get a word in. He was trying to get a word in, but huh?
Me neither.
I don't like when they say when Ralph go off the record like that and J Mac come. That's what the show is for. So when I come back, let's keep the same energy.
We do, but it still go too far.
No,
it still go too far.
Y'all be demonizing Meek, but y'all don't say nothing to them fools, and they go in.
Hey, Meek like a bully though. Meek, let me tell you something. Meek a bully though, cause she is a bully. She get loud, and then she talk. And you know one thing, too many. Let me tell you something about men. Too many ain't gonna keep talking to keep fucking talking. One of them gonna get hit. But see, like with a woman,
that's not what this YouTube space.
No. We trying to explain the difference, and we
don't attribute it to YouTube though.
If you got a woman, I'm trying to tell you, like,
okay,
my girl.
Now we need to attribute it. This is YouTube space.
Well, and so you're right, Tawana.
Verbal altercation space only.
You're right.
Physical stuff.
You are right, but remember, I didn't know you from a can of paint, and you got talked wild to, and I got up in these YouTube streets, ready to go ham. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't appreciate what was said to you, because I just thought you were cool. But we knew each other from the Facebook group. But I thought you were cool. Right. You know what I mean? Because I can't speak for every man, but I can speak for at least what I've seen of Playboy and JT and the rest of the cats is they don't represent characters online.
No.
You know, so they represent themselves. So when we get up here, or when they get up here and they start and they speak, JT's right. We don't interact with each other that way, because even with this monitor in front of me, JT might still be like, man, I would jab and uppercut that cat right in the mouth if I had the opportunity to do so, because that's just how we think.
Right.
That's how we're wired.
I do think
that's not all the way true, because Carlos made the point. He's like, I be on the phone with JT and J Mac in the morning every single day, going back and forth. And J Mac came back and say, well, they're women. I can't talk to women that way.
He said that. He did.
That's what he said. So that's not always true. And so my thing is like they're friends. So even when they get hot like that, it's not taken like, oh, I'm about to bust him in his face. Because
that's a good point.
You know what I mean? So what all I'm saying is just that like at the end of the day, it's crazy because every time Ralph comes into play, everyone's like, oh no, but we understand how Ralph is.
Right.
Y'all already know how I'm set up. Y'all already know how I'm gonna come blazing.
So give her that same grace.
So especially if you coming in and you talking about that you heard something and then you try to repeat it and it's incorrect. That's not right.
Let me tell y'all what y'all do to women in these YouTube spaces. Y'all overly critical.
Some guys.
Some men.
Yeah.
And
Some.
I was the me.
Look,
No.
so,
Let me say
Wanda,
this.
hold on, but look, people, these 4 men on this panel. Wanda, these 4 men on this panel. I mean, you trying to say we overcritical, but we give y'all. I know for a fact, Playboy let y'all speak. He
JT,
really don't be
JT, you overly critical of the women. I'm talking to you too.
How?
I'm talking to you too.
When do I let y'all speak? Because sometimes I can't even get a word in.
I already know how Playboy thinks. I understand. He has a lot of those manosphere roots. So I know how he feels, and he knows that I disagree with some of the stuff he said.
Right, but he let y'all look. This is the difference, though.
We have had disagreements about something that he said, so I know how Playboy thinks, but I do disagree with him.
But he don't challenge. Like I feel like, well, I know I don't challenge y'all. I feel like Playboy don't challenge y'all on almost all your opinions.
It's okay if you challenge me.
It's okay, but I feel like you know how somebody always got something to challenge. Like your boy said on your show, the other guy, he said, Dad, JT finally agreed with me on something because he always. I'm like, I didn't remember I was keeping count. That I'm always disagreeing with you and stuff like that and stuff. So. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I disagree with you. Whenever I would disagree with you, it was so
right. And sometimes I feel like, on there, I feel like you, Tawana, y'all basically saying how y'all feel, but y'all should. I feel like y'all don't have to bring that energy all the time. We let y'all talk. We let y'all voice your opinion
all the time. Get used to it.
I think the main idea is when Ralph says something crazy, y'all just gotta let them ladies rock.
It's not even Ralph. It's not just Ralph. Ralph is not It's not always Ralph. It's Ralph. It's J Mac, and sometimes you, Chris. You come with the same angle.
Sometimes JT.
So, and my thing is that Chris, how many times have I called you out?
So I can't be nice to y'all all the time.
JT, let me finish. No, it's not about confrontation. It's not about, once again, I didn't ask about confrontation. I said, how many times do I call you out? I didn't ask what your response was. I didn't ask you.
I don't even hardly speak. If you look at the last 3 or 4 episodes, I don't even speak.
Once again, and this is the problem that we go through on the show. That was not the question. Once again, what I'm trying to get to is that I don't always come at you. So when you speaking on something, I come at all of y'all. I come at every single one of y'all. If y'all drop something I think is poison in the well, I'm shooting at all of y'all.
So you don't play with me. I got my pistols ready. You don't play with me.
What I'm saying is,
I said
exactly. I challenge my own best friend.
She right.
I even challenge my own best friend. I'll challenge Keisha. So it's not even like a personal thing.
The thing is not about you challenging what I said. I didn't have a problem with you asking me a question. It was the disrespectful stuff later. You can ask them what you want to ask.
So you clearly weren't aware of your energy that you was projecting off as well. And my thing is, everyone is always talking about my tone and how I come off. But even if you come off in a soft tone, does not mean that it's not disrespectful. It's called passive aggressiveness. It's called passive aggressiveness.
That's cap.
No.
That's cap. You can rewind the show from the beginning and see what my energy was like. I was like, I feel amazing. I'm in a great mood. I literally said, I wouldn't deal with a woman like that. That's it. So how can I be having any type of energy when you can rewind the show and see I was super excited to be on?
And you know what? I made a comment to Chris when he said, I'm like, hey bro, you been. Go ahead.
It's not the base. It's not the beginning of the show. It's once you start getting challenged that you start seeing the change of energy. So I wasn't talking about the beginning. So go ahead and recap it.
It's an opinion on what I would or wouldn't do, and I was just like, everybody's supposed to be giving their opinion on the show, and you're challenging why I wouldn't want to date a chick that even plays with calling herself a hoe.
That's what we do, though.
And I wasn't challenging that. And see, so that's why. So why can't we just admit that you got triggered in some kind of way and you perceived it a certain type of way? Because I never once challenged. No, because I never once challenged.
I don't like people talking loud to me.
I never once
like you're doing now. I don't like people talking loud. That's what triggered me. I never talk loud to you. I never talk loud to Tawana. I never talk loud to Erica. I don't like people talking loud to me.
It wasn't me talking loud when I was questioning you. When I was questioning you,
way but loud.
Okay, so but you still talk to me. So what are you talking about?
What do you mean? I'm on a show.
All right, and that's the bullshit that I'm talking about. And
that's not bullshit. Like I don't bother nobody.
So if we say something with an elevated tone, you got a problem just because the tone is.
When I
was questioning you, I was not. My voice was not elevated. I had a stern voice, but it was not elevated.
Let me tell you how you talk to people. I can make a statement. Hold up. That right there is like I'm speaking my opinion. I don't need no hold up. Let me say what I want to say.
Everybody's not gonna be like you, Playboy, though.
And once again,
but the thing is, if I'm giving you respect and I'm talking to you in a respectful tone, I can demand that back from you. Now, if I'm coming at you sideways, I can't demand a respectful tone or energy from you. So I treat people how I expect them to treat me. I don't talk loud to people. I don't like that.
So once again, we talking about the shift of energy. When I was questioning you, this voice I got right now, this was the voice that was given to you. And you had a reaction to this voice. I was not yelling. I wasn't coming at you. I wasn't doing all this. I asked questions, you answered it. I asked another question, you answered it. We went through about 4 or 5 questions. There was no yelling. There was none of this. But your energy start changing. It wasn't the volume of my voice. That's what I'm trying to get to.
So what was it then?
Y'all need to do a reaction video to like your own exchange. Yeah, play by play, because it's out there.
I think ultimately, because we're gonna wrap up because we've been on for 4 hours.
Let me see.
But ultimately, I think that we just have to understand each other on this show and our roles and what we do. And what we represent. Like what our roles are, what we represent, how we come together on the show. Because I think if you respect everybody's role and how they represent, and me is gonna challenge you when you say something about women, because that's her, that's her thing and that's what she supports. And we know how you gonna react with certain things. Like we just gotta respect each other's lane. And that's what I think that we miss a lot on these type of panels. Is like we don't literally give respect to people's lane. Like that's what makes the show. People come on the show to see Meek challenge y'all, right? Like they come to be like, oh, I wonder what Meek gonna say, right? And then people come on the show to hear how Playboy gonna respond. Like, so let's not censor each other and let each other be, right? Without taking it personally. Can we try to do that? I know it's easier said than done.
It has to, but respect. Remember, we always on a bunch of shows what men talk about mainly, and I say this all the time. It comes with respect.
Yeah, y'all not our man though.
No,
I mean, your
woman needs to respect you.
Wait, stop. That's the problem with people in this world today. They don't have enough respect for people. Okay. And so I'm not your man. I'm not Meek man, but I respect y'all.
Once it got loud, it was definitely full attack. I was disrespecting you respectfully. And my thing is, I don't respect no one who takes time within a segment to throw subliminals. If I don't agree with how you acting, if I don't agree with how you presenting yourself, I'm gonna tell you, and I expect the same thing. So if you
the things I said had everything to do with the question that was asked of me. I actually responded to the question that was asked.
I'm not talking about that, Chris. I'm not talking about that.
That's the only subliminal you could take from anything I said.
Chris, when people on this panel start acting like, yo,
Put a name to it.
That had
I
yeah,
don't repeat.
because
I
it
don't
had
respect it.
everything to do with the question that was asked.
Yeah, that's a subliminal, and to me,
It's
I
kinda
don't
stuck,
respect
like
that.
it's
So that's
stuck.
where the disrespect comes into play. Because guess what? That action is not expressed on the men's side, and that was the point that Tawana was making. So I get it. You have all rights.
I don't get problems from the men's side.
Yeah, but
I wasn't
And
getting
that's the
a problem.
problem.
that's the
from
problem.
And that's the
That's
problem.
the problem.
That is
How
the
you not
problem.
gonna recognize when it's
You take-
clearly
JT, do you ever
same
see
exact
do you ever
thing
see
you have-
anything that I do that needs to be
but
corrected
so
on
you
the
have
show?
a,
we
you
didn't
have
we
an
didn't say that.
implicit,
That's not what
you
we
have an
said.
implicit
Hey,
So what?
Hey,
So why
hey,
would I?
Tawana
So,
and Meek, would y'all fail to realize, like,
there's
like,
an implicit bias. I'm sorry.
hey, that's
Y'all-
not. Listen,
Y'all literally see only what the women do wrong, and y'all do not see
So-
the stuff
no,
that the
I
men
know.
do wrong.
I'm about to tell y'all. I think and I think I said this on the show. So I feel like y'all feel like if I disagree with Playboy, I need to state it out more.
No.
I need to state.
No. Can I offer
I
something
mean,
as
yeah.
yeah?
Well, I'm wrong.
Let the
then. I'm wrong.
outsiders.
That's not what we're saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
let
sorry.
the outsiders come.
Yeah, Mr. Rucker and AJ, y'all kind of bring us home.
So one of the things that that Mika just said a moment ago that I think is really key, and we got to hone in on that, is when she talks about the subliminals. If anybody says like y'all, and I actually I didn't see this part, but if it was said, like some people on the panel, right? If that was something that was said, regardless of what the intent was behind it or what we meant by it or whatever, at least acknowledging the fact that that was triggering for her,
That's cool.
because and then conversely, like when I talked earlier, and Playboy, you missed this part where Meek had got to the point where she reduced your whole presence on the panel by saying everything you say is BS or everything you say is biased, or also in totality reducing just everything that you say completely is a disrespectful thing to say, and then she owned that part. It's just a matter of not disrespecting each other. And then the other part is if I say something that offends somebody, especially on a panel or something like that, hey, just let me know, and I'll be like, hey, look, I didn't mean nothing by it, and then just keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? But both of y'all, I mean, honestly, both of y'all are not wrong. To be fair.
Also, but
I
see, my
wanna say
thing
something.
is that's throwing stones and hiding your hand, because the tone of your voice
I know.
when you were
I know what
talking,
the problem is.
like I got that. Like, see, and then like
Okay.
it wasn't. Yeah, you weren't yelling, but you had this very like "don't fuck with me" type of tone to you. Am I lying? Please
No,
correct
it
me.
Can I
Please
say
correct me if I'm
something?
lying. So when we talk about answering the questions that was asked to you, that was a subliminal, dog, and I don't respect that. So when you
All
sit
right,
up and
well,
talk
look,
about I want
you can
balance,
call, you can
I'm
call it
bringing
what you
balance.
want to. You can call it what
Okay,
you want to, but
I can call
pretty,
it what I want to. Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna call it
pretty
passive
straight up.
aggressiveness. No,
I'm
you're
pretty
not.
straight up.
No,
But
you're
I'm
not.
not
And I'm
gonna
calling you out on
argue.
your
And
shit, and you're
see,
not.
this is what I'm
all right,
not
well,
doing.
look. I think.
What am
Okay,
I
JC.
arguing with a woman for? On come on, man.
Hey,
Come
look,
on.
hold on, Playboy.
I don't
Hold on.
wanna-
I don't see
Look,
why you
come
have
on,
Hey.
it's not even an argument. I don't see why you have a problem with owning the fact that you
I don't have a
got knocked
problem
off your
owning
square.
nothing,
You got
but
knocked
you
off your
can't
square
try to
and
I
you
think-
reacted. Why don't you
I
just
think
own
this
that?
the problem, though. I think I'm gonna be honest, and it's no bias. When I feel like when Playboy said what he said, I felt he was direct, and I think he directed to the whole panel. He didn't say no names. Hold on, stop, because he did when he said it. Everybody listened, but the thing about it was, I knew that wasn't directly for me. But
Right.
I
So
would
you
rather.
knew it wasn't for you, but she knew.
Hold on, wait, but listen to what I'm saying though, because how would you feel if he directly? So Miko have a problem regardless.
Right.
If he directed directly to her, she's still gonna have a problem with it.
But the respect is there. The respect is there,
whatever,
and
man.
he made his
I'm
point.
gonna put it to you
And he
like
made
this.
his point.
I'm gonna put it to you like
That's what
this,
she's
man.
saying. At least he told her.
Maybe the title of the show I should have looked into more. I'm not with bullshit. I'm not in a place in my life where I got time for bullshit.
Okay.
Simple as that. So I might not even be coming back to the motherfucker, and I just work on my channel, to be honest, because I'm not here for the bullshit. I don't have enemies in real life, so I'm not about to have no fucking beef online or no drama online.
Yeah, and my
That's
question
fair.
to when do we just kind of wave the white flag? You know,
Right.
Yeah, that's
agree
what
to
I'm saying. Like,
Where's the
disagree.
When
motherfucker when I
someone
stop
listen,
talking for an hour?
we're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
we're
I
talking about the
mean,
topic, and at the end of the day, I'm stating how I feel about it. Like
Yeah.
at the moment, you sit here and say you could take it how you was, and that's not what I said. That's not what I meant. That wasn't my intent.
Mhm.
Guess what? The stairways to hell was built on good intent. So I don't want to hear about no fucking intentions. And at the end of the day,
Don't cuss
it was
at me.
passive aggressive.
Don't cuss
It was
at me.
hey,
passive.
Meek,
It was passive
Wow.
Meek,
Don't
aggressiveness,
cuss
Meek,
at me.
and that's just what it was.
hey,
Don't
Well,
cuss at me.
Meek, you need a hug right now. You need a hug.
I don't like it when people don't take accountability.
I'm trying
He's
to
a
I'm
grown
trying to
ass
lighten
man.
it though,
He's
Meek.
a
I'm trying
grown.
to lighten it. Just,
No, this is the problem. Men get coddled. No, take
I
your
don't no.
accountability. Take
What
your
was I not
accountability.
accountable for?
This
What
is
was I not
officially the
accountable
sequel.
for?
This is officially the sequel.
here's what
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm hearing. I just think that she felt like you were saying something directly to her, but you said it in a subliminal way.
If the shoe fit, wear it. JT heard my exact
that's-
words.
but that's
People
what
on the
she-
panel. People is not
That's
singular.
what she's saying. Why didn't you just say, Meek, this is how I
What
felt about
what
it?
difference does
Why
it
did
make?
you
The
have
whole-
to say it in a
because it's
subliminal way?
not a personal thing with just Meek. Meek is not the only person that I saw doing things that I was upset about. It was a plural
It was
statement.
more than one person. Right?
It's plural.
and I think that's that's the best way to handle something if you're not looking for a confrontation.
Bingo.
What-
Come on, man.
I mean,
don't
because
come
like
there
when
to
you
fight.
start, hold on, listen, Meek, look at shaking her head, boy. She be ready. Look, the thing about it, like if I gotta, I'm gonna address the whole situation. But if I directly address one person on him, like hold on, now it escalates. I feel like he said something, he had to get it off his chest,
Yeah.
and that should have been it.
The question didn't
He
call
didn't have
for
to say
that.
names
The
though.
question didn't call for that. Because we were talking about relationships. Me and Chris don't have no type of relationship that he needs to be spoken on the panel. So what he did was passive aggressiveness. So if he wanted to talk about it, if he wanted to address me,
What was
he could
the
have did it.
question?
He could have did it privately. He's hit me up privately before, but he
What
chose.
was the
He
question?
chose that platform. He chose that platform to address what he had to get off his chest. That is called passive aggressiveness. So I don't care how y'all make it, how y'all fold it, how y'all try to put it up and put a damn bow on it. It is what it is.
And me, that wasn't just for you though. You know why? Because I got to go back and remember he said black people general we supposed to come together, but then we get on a damn show and I forgot the words because I hate doing that, but it was like somebody black people get on a show and then we bickering back and forth. So I think that came out from not just this show, it came out from continuous pulse of different shows and stuff like that. So I may be wrong.
And Wanda, how many times have we had a discussion about me saying that very same thing?
Lots, yeah.
Thank you.
It happens on a lot of different platforms.
But see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Men think a little different. See, like Meek wanted him to address her directly, but he tried to address everybody.
I don't want him. No, I don't want him to do anything. And like I said before, the question
You just said you felt like that was fake that he didn't address you.
I don't need him to address me. I'm saying if he wanted to get something off his chest and he didn't want to address me directly on the panel, he could have hit me outside the show like he's done many times before. What I'm saying is that question did not. If that had to do with the question about the communication and how we treat each other, if that had to do with the question, I wouldn't have shit to say.
Yeah,
I would not have shit to say. So all I'm saying, I'm calling a duck, and it's simple as that. I own my shit. I get loud. And yes, I can be disrespectful. Yes, I know this. This is something I've been working on since I was a damn child. You can get my sister's in my house and she will let you know. I'm not trying to say that it's okay. I know the trouble that it brings me. Trust me, it's something that I'm constantly working on.
But you consistent. You're right. You are consistent though.
So
you are consistent.
I'm owning my shit. And I'm
Right.
telling you, I know I got disrespectful. I knowingly got disrespectful because I felt disrespected and I felt like he was throwing stones and hiding his hand. This ain't no beef, because guess what? Once this chat is over, I got a red velvet cake over here. I got a nice bed to go to. I'm not thinking about this right here. We're on this show, and the show, the point of this,
You gonna save me a piece?
yeah, I'll save you a piece, JT. The point of this is for us to discuss what happened. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, no, it just got hot. It just got heated. No, I'm very much self-aware of my actions and how I show up and how present I am. I know about my flaws and I know about my good traits, all of them. So what I'm trying to say is that if we're going to do this, if we're going to have this whole little panel right now and talk about what happened, let's be straight up. And this is me being straight up. Chris, you ain't gotta like it. We ain't no beef. Ain't no beef. And this whole me going back and forth with a woman, nah, I'm just telling you how I view things. And you're giving me what your intent was. And I'm telling you, your intent I really don't give a rat's ass about what your intent was. I'm telling you how I perceived it and what I thought it was. And that's what triggered me to start going off, sending rounds. Because if I come shooting at you, you're gonna see that it's me shooting. And that's just how I'm set up.
Yeah, I see what's going on. I see what happened. I mean, to be honest, like this happens. I don't want it to get to a place where we quitting. I think it can be like it's over after this. I don't feel like it's like, oh, we got hard feelings and now it's beef between Meek and Playboy. I just feel like this conversation, y'all have very different views and opinions. That happens. I have different opinions from all of y'all, clearly, because I'm like,
I don't give a fuck about nobody's opinion. That's the difference. I don't care what nobody else thinks. You can have your opinion and it doesn't bother me. That's the thing. So,
and for context, it starts at 56 minutes. I just went to go look at it. So for anybody that wants to see,
so everybody, y'all go back. I'm gonna make this video live. Y'all go back and watch Mr. CYP show, the last show we did, and y'all come back in the comments and tell us what y'all think. Because when I end this, I know y'all gonna want to go back to Mr. CYP, watch that show, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, watch that show, and tell us. Playboy or Meek? Y'all tell us in the comments. That's what I want to hear. I just want you to put Playboy or Meek.
Now
you being mad. I'm team all of y'all, man. I rock with Meek.
I think she said who started it. The heavy hitter Meek over there, the Meekster.
I just feel like make light of it. Why we gonna end it on a
right? You know what though? I'm gonna be honest though. Like if we was all in a room right now, I'd have grabbed Playboy. Come on, let's go take a walk, man. Let's let this shit go. Like let it go and like I would have did that.
But the thing about it, like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not even the fact that I'm on here to show I'm not tripping like that. But at the same time, like I know who I am. I'm not fake. So I'm not going to have somebody tell me what my intent is. Okay. Like, come on, man. Like,
I got 20 on it that is Chris's fault.
Huh?
Right. That's what I was saying.
It could be my fault. That's fine.
Tristan said it's Sheree's fault. Sheree, it's your fault, girl.
Hey, okay, look, hold on.
Sheree came on the show. Sheree from Chicago. Let me shout her out because she's from Chicago like me.
Shot time.
It's not too many of us in these YouTube streets. So we all got to rally around each other. So Sheree be Chicago in the building. I was listening to her.
Sheree.
She was talking about Black nuclear families. It was dope.
Yeah.
It was dope. So, Sheree, what you got to say, girl? I would love to hear what you got to say about this.
Okay, all right. So I'm coming in late because I'm literally coming in here just to support my Chicago sister. Like that's literally the reason why I'm here, just to support you.
Bias.
Yeah, thank you for shouting out the channel. The
Chi-Town.
Hey, listen, the conversations about this, as you obviously can see, this is all I'm about, trying to build the community and talk about relationships and how we can get that back, right? So every Monday I'm doing it. You said you're going to chime in, so I'm telling you next Monday, come chime in with me, Wanda.
Yes, I am. I'm talking about side chick culture on Sunday.
Oh, snap. Oh, Lord. That's what we're talking about today.
We're going to get into it. And I got a special guest who's like an expert. and she's gonna come on. She's really gonna break this side chick culture down and like tell us what it's all about, where it came from, how it is. Like it's gonna be crazy.
I don't want no parts of that.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Like we're gonna break it down. We're gonna describe the men and everything. We're gonna go in. Like we're gonna
see. Look, y'all can describe the man, but y'all never men. So we're
gonna talk about the side man too.
I'm gonna have to be on. I'm gonna have to be on there to defend the men, I guess.
Yes, JT. You know you got to come on because everybody.
Yeah.
I'll be in the comments.
They be drooling all over JT anyway. Like JT, whatever he says.
Nah, that be Playboy. Playboy be getting all the drooling and stuff.
Playboy, everybody want him to take off his shirt. He already know what he got to do.
You know what? That's what happened. That's what happened, man. Playboy, you start putting your clothes back on, and it just got weird.
It's too goddamn cold, man. It's cold as hell.
Look, you would have had a Meek screaming and all that, so she probably would have had a better attitude, you know.
I don't like all this shirts on.
That's it. We gonna end it where Playboy's coming back. Stop saying you're not coming back because I'm really got irritated.
Nah, but look, I'm serious though, man. Like I care about my peace.
I know.
Right. I respect that though.
You know what I mean? So
I think that if you could just see it from Meek's point of view,
but that I'm looking. I see both sides.
Okay,
my whole thing is just. Even if it's a disagreement, it's like certain boundaries I just don't cross.
Yeah.
Out of respect, no matter what. So when those is crossed for I'm just.
So
I just don't want to deal with it. I don't hate
want nobody on the show yelling or raising their voice.
I mean, because I'm not going to do that to you.
You're not raising your voice at us, so
I'm not going to do that to you. Like
that's one thing that's the.
I don't hate Meek. I don't wish her bad or nothing, but it's just like if you guys really knew me a couple years ago and seen how much I had to put myself through to get rid of that anger and all that shit, I don't want no parts of that old me.
Yeah.
I was different. You know what I'm saying?
So if Meek just disagrees with your point and she's
that's
not
fine.
That's fine. It's just when you feel like she's elevated in her voice. But just
look at it like this. You can make an opinion about whatever. It's okay for hoes to be hoe. Cool. I don't ever trip. That's your opinion. I'm not gonna, and maybe that's just me. And again, that could be, maybe you guys doing what's right for the show. I'm not questioning nobody's opinion if it don't bother me. It's just okay. That's how she feels.
Yeah, but we can't all be like that because that's
understood.
We gotta challenge.
But your key word, if it doesn't bother me,
right?
You've challenged things on the show, Chris.
Yeah,
yes, you do try to maintain and stay neutral, but you challenge.
Even when I challenge shit, it's all in fun. You ain't never seen me challenge nobody with an attitude. I'm laughing and shit.
What?
I had an attitude.
You think she got an attitude? Because I feel like
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. No,
Meek,
I didn't.
Look, hold on, Meek. I thought you had an attitude though too. I'm gonna be honest.
That's what I'm saying. So y'all had a problem with my tone. Y'all don't like when I talk to you in a certain tone. I don't have an attitude. I don't have an attitude. I have a beautiful day.
If you don't have
you
an
guys
attitude,
have a problem
then
with my tone.
Yes.
Okay.
If you didn't have an attitude, then it's your tone. Yes.
Well, y'all can't tell people how to be.
I'm not telling nobody.
Y'all are though.
Tawana, we're not trying to tell you, and maybe this conversation have to happen. Like I said, I can deal with it. Like I don't want it to get to the point with kind of with Playboy and Meek is, because I feel like I will separate. I'll leave it alone and stuff like that, and I'll try my best just to move forward. But I'm kind of in agreement with Playboy.
I just ignore the people who I can't.
I'm kind of in agreement with Playboy because, like, even though we debate each other, it's not like me and him go keep throwing shit. If I disagree with it, I'm gonna say something. Don't do that with your head and roll back. Do not do that.
This is the YouTube streets. Y'all gotta.
Yeah, but we don't listen. We don't have to get to the point where me and him about to call each other. Oh, where you stay? I'm coming. We pulling up because now I'm saying disrespectful stuff. And that's what happened. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I see. I think
I just want to say for a record, I got a beef with all of y'all now, including Sheree. Since you just jumped up here,
Right,
you got to catch the heat bullet too. So
y'all
I
go
got problems with
follow
everybody.
my
I just subbed to you too.
y'all go
So
follow my girl Bisha.
yeah,
I'm
and I'm about to
already
drop
Like,
off.
yes,
subbed.
and we
Already
all about to
subbed.
drop off.
Yeah,
Actually,
I'm about to say
it's
because
like
work is
1
gonna be
o'clock in the
trash for me
morning.
tomorrow or
Yes,
today.
but you know, I wanted us to have this conversation. I'm so happy y'all did. You know, because
Right.
at least we got to some level of understanding. I don't know if
Absolutely.
it's healed, but I do hope you come on back. Chris, you gonna come back next week?
No.
Is that boy? All right. CYP gonna pull up at the house. Chris,
So you're not
where
coming
you at,
back.
my man?
I already talked to him.
Okay. Okay.
So you just taking a break, right? You're gonna come back at some point.
I'm gonna get more involved in my Playboy tales and shit like that, man.
Okay, go follow Evolution, the Evolutionary Playboy, because when I don't put the in front, I don't find you. So I'm like, oh, you got to put
Yeah,
the.
my page ain't big
Evolutionary.
yet. My page little. I got
And
100 subscribers.
Go
102.
follow Evolutionary Playboy because he tell these tales that they have a very interesting spin. I be cracking up because you think it's gonna be a sexy story and then it goes downhill.
But it's always the humor.
Now you got 103 subs.
103. So follow Evolutionary Playboy.
Hey, yeah, I need to. I'm gonna go subscribe too. I need to find your whole name.
Well, you know, it's unfortunate.
Hey, send me send me a link, Chris. Send me a link on the
on Instagram. I got you.
Yeah.
You know, you got
and for the record,
you gotta text it to JT.
And for the
record,
record,
how to copy and paste it and put
text it to me, please.
I don't hate Meek. I don't dislike Meek.
But you quit
at all.
But you quit.
You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. I value. I don't like when my yeah. This ain't for me like that. Me getting irritated and shit like that.
Hey man, I don't do my pod anymore because of that. Remember, I had mine a year ago.
Thank you, Mia.
Thank you, Mia.
So
you said you stopped yours?
Mia's my girl.
Yeah, I had one about a year ago. It was good too.
Okay,
it was dope. If I do say so myself.
Here's the thing. I don't want Playboy. I want you to come back, Playboy, because I feel like we can get past this, and I feel like it's a good dynamic. But you know, I understand you gotta respect your own energy and your people.
Yep.
That's fine. But I hope you do come back at some point and come back to the show. I get what a breakdown is. I do think that both of y'all have valid points, and I understand where both of y'all are coming from. So, yeah, I just hope I hope you can understand Meek a little bit more, and be able to come back.
That's the thing. Like, I understand everybody on there. I know how everybody is, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of times I don't address Meek because I know her tone could do something to me. Like she said, she might not have had no attitude, but it is certain tones that just do something to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I see y'all.
Yeah. Like, I'm telling you, man, like I'm not joking. Like, it took years to get rid of them demons I had in me. Years. You know, all that shit. Like, I don't want nothing to do with that, man.
Okay, Playboy. We gonna have to.
You know what? You gonna stop talking to me like you ain't believing what I'm saying.
I'm believing you. I just
you ain't going nowhere.
Because you know, I said the same thing, and then I'm back this week. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know, I'm just hoping that that's the same energy. But thank you guys for having this discussion. I think it's important for us to talk about it, especially when we have these heated discussions. I think it's important for us to talk further about it if we have a moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's good to get it out. You know, I had to express some things I felt about, you know, some other people on the show. So y'all missed that. Go ahead and watch it. But yeah, we gonna go back and we're gonna do this again on Wednesday. I hope you come back just because it's like at least you can show that we can get through this and we can, you know, whatever.
Yeah, we had a good last week.
I would at least want you to show that we can disagree.
And that's another thing. You know, next Wednesday might be like like last Wednesday was, because it was a real good show. We was laughing.
You and Meek
joking.
might be on the same page this coming Wednesday. Y'all might not even have no disagreements. It may be me and you this time. What, you know?
No, but you know what? Listening to what she just said, I think that's it. I think it's the tone. I don't have a problem with nobody on the show. I don't dislike nobody.
I understand what you're saying. It's the tone, but at the end of the day, y'all gotta get over that tone stuff. Because let me tell y'all why. Because we're not y'all people. We not y'all. Like y'all not our man. Y'all just be on the show.
No, it's not about.
We not y'all man to Tawana. We like I thought it's like a brother sister type of relationship.
Are y'all not aware of how y'all come off on this panel?
Right.
How
do I come off? No, let me know, how do I come off? Do I ever come off?
You're really calm. Chris, you come off, you try to stay neutral sometimes. Like a lot of the show, you try to stay neutral. But when y'all start talking about, like, when especially you and your brother start digging into the Bible and start talking, it's not about what's coming out the Bible. It's about the tone that y'all say when y'all speaking in that. J Mac does it. Carlos definitely do it. Y'all got tone in y'all voice just as much. Yeah. And yes, we get triggered. But yeah, we got to be like, okay, don't take this personal.
No,
you don't. Right. Yeah, right.
You don't have to, but maybe you just better at handling that. I'm not good at handling the tone. Okay, that's just what it is, you know.
Listen, I feel like we ain't gonna get nowhere today. But Jedi Mike,
hi, how you doing?
What's
going on?
Doing good.
What's up, brother?
What's happening, brother?
Nice to meet you. I gotta go, y'all.
Go ahead,
go ahead, Meek.
Nice to meet you, Meek.
All your future endeavors, Chris. You know,
likewise.
If you gotta stay away, do that. If you come back, cool beans. Like
he bringing that heat, Meek.
Don't say. See, is he fellas?
No.
When y'all come at me, y'all go at those folks because that's what I'm talking about.
We need an air conditioner for Meek to cool her behind down, cool her down.
Y'all can see Meek Wednesdays on Mr. CYP. So go follow Mr. CYP.
Right.
Peace, yo.
Thank you, Meek. Mm-hmm. Thank you,
Jedi. I've actually seen one of your videos before, buddy.
I know y'all been watching and y'all like, what the hell going on?
Yeah, I jumped in.
I like hearing people's perspective though.
Like, it's all JT's fault, man. JT be on that bullshit.
Yeah, blame me. You know what? I'll take the blame. I started that whole argument.
Yeah, it's your fault.
This is crazy.
We're gonna take the L for the light skinned folks.
Jedi Mike, I'm gonna let you say something about this, and then I want to close out really, but I'm gonna let you. Yes, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's controversially correct. Y'all can watch this last live and see what this whole crazy controversy.
Start at 56 minutes.
No one can fill me in. I'm confused.
So we're on a show called Mr.
Hey, I'm gonna drop while you re-explain. Yeah, all right. I appreciate
it. I gotta go too.
All right.
We're on this show called Controversially Correct, and on this show there was this huge disagreement, and it was kind of like men versus women.
Like gender war, the affinity war.
It got real bad. It got real bad. But Meek and Playboy had the biggest disagreement, so that's why they kind of had some stuff to hash out. We all were on a disagreement train today. Like I was against the men. We wasn't understanding each other. But Meek and Playboy kind of had the biggest misunderstanding, and so they came on in hopes to just understand each other. But I mean, I don't know if it went there, but that's where I wanted it to go. I wanted them to.
So basically basic, conversation between men and women where there's no foundation not happening. Yes. So basically we're talking at each other, not to each other.
Now Playboy talking crazy about leaving the show and all this stuff. Like, I don't want you to leave the show. I mean, this is just what happens.
And basically, and what I'm hearing based off their tone, what was being said was not what was being interpreted.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
That's right. That's exactly what it is.
This is why I'm working on a stream about communication, y'all.
This is why I love
so I'm gonna go live Thursday. I'm gonna go live Sunday. So y'all gonna catch some more episodes. I'm gonna be talking about side chicks on Sunday. Thursday, I ain't even thought about my topic for tomorrow yet. I'm just gonna talk about something great. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Together, we're gonna talk about something. Okay. Mm-hmm. But Sunday is definitely gonna be a special guest, and we're gonna be talking about some side chicks. It's gonna be
what
crazy.
time is that again?
It's usually at 7.
At 7?
I usually come on at 7 on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then we get into it a couple hours. But yeah, I'm gonna go live tomorrow. I'm gonna let y'all know.
Well, you mean live today? Because it's
today later on. Today. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boy,
Got you. Yeah, it was finally not great to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
yeah.
Listen, we got some things to talk about. Maybe I'll just talk to you tomorrow if you're available, right?
Yeah, I got something going on later that night, whatever, at like 9. But like, I think I can probably stop by. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I usually go on a little earlier on.
Okay, cool.
Thursday,
Okay, but be on this channel here.
Hey, where you from, Jedi?
I'm from DMV. Well, I'm from the 757 at Virginia though, but I'm actually in college right now, my last semester from undergrad. I'm at George Mason, so I'm in the DMV area right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's like you talking about when you say DMV, Maryland, all that.
DMV, DC, Maryland, Northern
DC.
Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. All right.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. You come on back and we're gonna reach out because we exchanged info earlier. So
yeah, I would just like to say this because like I've seen very different perspectives on your side, and a lot of things I have my personal opinions about, and because I know like who I'm affiliated with. I literally just got out of a 5-hour stream on Lapeef on the show we are, and now I'm sleep deprived too. But yeah, I just mean just to talk to you too, because like I mean I have some opinions about some things though too. But yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about it because I would love to get into it. Mm-hmm. It'll sound like it's gonna get spicy tomorrow too, y'all. We'll see.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm just like, and this is just like I said with the Be Chicago, whatever. Not like I'm tired of this whole beef and stuff. I just like to have a conversation with folks, and I know I'm like, I don't want to try to be like the whole I'm trying to be PC and everything, but I have a lot of friends who have very strong disagreements with people I know that you're affiliated with. And I'm just like, that's not me. So, I mean, I don't have any enemies. I don't think so. But yeah, I just like to want to have a conversation with folks, especially between men. Like, I'm sick of this mess like that, how we handling each other and everything like that. But yeah.
Let's talk about that then. Because, I think who you associated with, you are.
That I am like mentally
you are who you associate with. See, I believe that's why I step away from certain things.
Okay, I get you. Okay, well, we'll talk.
Let's talk about it though,
because
you may have a different opinion.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
Can I be there?
Yes, let's do it.
I definitely got to be there.
You got to be there. Come on.
So this show taking you coming on to later on today?
Yeah.
Talking about this show? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. I'll send y'all the links and stuff. Okay.
Got you.
All right, my baby up there going crazy. Okay, y'all. All right. Bye.
All right.
Love y'all.
All right, Playboy. Take it. Hey, send me that link. And Chicago. I don't know your link too.
Sheree B Chicago. Follow her. She's on IG. She's on.
Hey, send me her link too to follow her too.
I'll send you every damn thing, JT.
Okay. All right.
Thank you guys. Bye, YouTube. See y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
All right then.
Okay.
All right, man.